Show, the truth in sports talk streaming. When you want unbiased opinions about your favorite team without the spin, all you have to do is find The Monty Show, streaming live and available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on YouTube. And now, here's Monty.
Hey, yo, how the heck are you? It is The Monty Show. That's right, the truth in sports talk, streaming right here on YouTube every single day. Presented by our good friends at The Advocates, theadvocates.com, the best injury attorneys in the business, because this entire country is never going to be done with winter, and nobody knows how to drive in winter. Hey, man, somebody's speeding, too much speed, they hit you, they wreck your car. You didn't deserve that, but you do deserve an advocate. Theadvocates.com, where you never pay until they win your case. Chat with an attorney live online for free today, 24/7, 365. You can talk to an attorney free online at theadvocates.com. A thrilling Thursday to you. Not one, not two, not three, but 4 tickets to see WWE Road to WrestleMania.
And his name is John Cena.
You love that drop. I don't hate it. We have 4 tickets for you today. And really what I want you to do is I want you to tweet at Jake. You have to follow Jake. Jake's got 3 Twitter followers. 3 total. That's weak sauce. Tweet at Jake, SLC Jake on Twitter. You follow him on Twitter. You DM him. You say, I want to go to see WWE at Maverick Center on Friday night, or excuse me, on Saturday night, and he's going to hook you up. First one in that follows him and DMs him, let's go.
Do it.
That's how we do this. Hello, everybody watching the show. Appreciate you guys being here. Truly, without you, we couldn't do it. James Knight says, giddy up, guys. Have a great show. See, but giddy up. Like Josh Giddey.
Right.
Because James is in Australia, mate.
The wannabe Austin Reeves, right.
Put a shrimp on the bobby, mate.
Right.
Anyway, the point is, James, good to see you. Cowboy Rev, how the heck are you? Big 12 Sports Baylor Football changed his name. Yormark has entered the Big 12 and rocked the nation. Get it? Rock
See what he did there. See what he did there.
Rock Nation. Christopher Shannon says, hey, Monty.
Hey, Monty.
Hey, Monty. Bob Holsey says, bucked up, partners. Bucked up. I got it right here. I got the gin and juice, Mrs. Monty's favorite gin and juice. That'll be on the menu today. But you are all here for one reason, and one reason only. It is our daily update on As the Pac-12 Turns. I feel like that's the name of the show.
It really is.
Monty and Jake on the Pac-12 Turns show. Pretty significant update today, and that is that the Big 12 continues to kick the crap out of the Pac-12 in business. You know, we told you, and Brett Yormark told you, really, not even us, but Brett Yormark told you that he was going to monetize basketball. And today, I believe that has begun. The Big 12 has formed a partnership with the legendary Rucker Park in New York City. And they are going to be doing basketball clinics at Rucker Park. And this just feels like a natural fit. It feels like a home run. And it just is another indication that Brett Yormark is outmaneuvering the Pac-12. Because let's not get this twisted. This is not in the Big 12's footprint. This is New York City, right? This is not, even Oklahoma, Kansas. This isn't in the Midwest. Mm-hmm. This isn't out in Florida. This isn't down in Texas or out in the mountains. No, friends, it's New York City, where the Big 12 really doesn't have a significant polar footprint. You've got West Virginia, but they're down there cleaning coal. This is Rucker Park in New York City. It's legendary. It's street ball. It's where really some of the biggest titans of basketball played their games as kids. It's Rucker Park. And now the Big 12 and Rucker Park have come to an agreement today, Jake. And I think it's an absolute stroke of genius.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, we all know that the better half of the Big 12 is basketball. And we know that football is trying to catch up, but basketball in the Big 12 has obviously been on point. And I think that, this is the kind of out-of-box thinking that I've been advocating for in the Pac-12 for a long time. And I think now the Big 12 is showing you what major organizations, corporations, teams, can do if they would just step back and say, okay, wait, what would be a really natural fit for us? What would be a nice, out of the box, creative fit for us? And I think, the brilliance of this Rucker Park deal is that, it is a basketball mecca. It is New York City. Like, it just has natural synergy. And to me, this is kind of what I'm talking about when we talk about, like being creative and getting out into the community. I don't need, and with all due respect, like, food drives are awesome. And those traditional community activism events are awesome. And those need to continue and those need to keep growing. But I think when you're trying to make more money and you're trying to do something that grows your brand more, getting creative and getting outside of the box is really what you need to do. And I really feel like this is precisely that, because it is outside the Big 12's footprint, because it is stepping into a major city. We're not talking about, some random city in Massachusetts, right? We're not talking about, some little town in whatever state you want to point to. I mean, you're in, the mecca of the country, New York City. And I think that really is just sort of a flex of the Big 12. And I think Brett Yormark just understands, hey, like, if we can start expanding our brand, that doesn't even have to be through a media deal or TV or anything. If we can get our biggest basketball names out in the sunlight, out in front of people, out making relationships, that's more powerful than watching a game is ever going to be. There will be memories made there for kids that they will never forget. Mm-hmm. And I think that type of thing is ultimately what brings you fans for life. And that's what I think Brett Yormark is really playing at here. He's saying, okay, let's be real aggressive. Let's be on the forefront. Let's use this momentum, and let's go and meet new people, because he understands, hey, yes, we're the best basketball conference in the land, but that doesn't mean that meeting new people is a bad thing or getting out there is a bad thing.
But I also think this is why the Big 12 is so attractive to Gonzaga basketball. And I know that Brett Yormark has talked all about Gonzaga, and that he wants to bring Gonzaga into the conference.
I like Gonzaga.
You do, Commissioner. I totally understand
Gonzaga.
that. But I think if you're Gonzaga in this situation, I think this is one of the reasons why you look at the Big 12 and you see an attractive home for yourselves. Mm-hmm. Because you look at Gonzaga and they're trying to grow, they're trying to emerge, they're trying to reach out to and create new recruiting lanes. And if you're Gonzaga and you have your two best players and Mark Few coaching a clinic at the legendary Rucker Park, all of a sudden kids from Brooklyn, kids from Queens, all the boroughs in New York who've never heard of Gonzaga, because I guarantee you there's a whole lot of kids in the Northeast who have never heard of Gonzaga. Young kids, teenagers, street ball players who don't know who the Gonzaga Bulldogs are.
And if they have heard of Gonzaga, they have no idea where Gonzaga is. They don't know.
They don't know what Spokane, Washington is.
They don't know what that is.
Right? So now you give Gonzaga a chance to have this reach. And again, you're monetizing your basketball side. You're monetizing a brand new revenue stream. You're charging up a brand new revenue stream that's cash in your hand. Like it is new money, found money.
Yes.
And Brett Yormark is working to build that. This is what we always talked about with Larry Scott not doing. This is what we always talk about with George Kliavkoff not doing. Not being innovative, not working to open up new, think about it, back in the founders' times of our country, like trade routes, and that's what this is.
Yeah.
Rucker Park has found money for the Big 12, and it's absolutely brilliant. And you could sit here and you could say, oh, you guys are just being Big 12 homers. You just hate the Pac-12. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me that Brett Yormark, who talked about wanting to bring in culture to the Big 12, openly talked about the fact that, he wants to bring in rappers to the Big 12 tournament, which he did. Mm-hmm. He wants to bring in the NBA culture into Big 12 basketball. Well, why is that? Because he wants it to be happening. And when you listen to Brett Yormark talk about creating value in basketball, tell me in this clip, tell me he's not talking about things like Rucker Park.
We'll explore opportunities to further monetize basketball when we go back into the market after this new TV deal. So I think everything we do from now till then is all about value creation and how can we position ourselves to monetize basketball in all the right ways. I'm convinced we can do that. The strength of our conference obviously will dictate much of that. And as I said earlier, with Houston coming in, we get that much stronger. And who knows where expansion takes us and what that means for our basketball program, both men's and women's. So,
Facts.
Gonzaga is coming in.
Yeah, dude.
This is a very good day. Another good day. And this is a part, if you're a Pac-12 fan, this is the part that should be a real kick in the balls. It's another good day to be a Big 12 fan.
Mm-hmm.
It is another good day. It is another day with a win. It's another day with a press release. It's another day where you just continue to generate goodwill, good media, good momentum, good press. New York City is talking about the Big 12 today. They are. And you know that the tournament's in New York right now, right? I mean, the Big 12 is the center of the basketball world. And everybody says, well, the SEC and Kansas is out and the Big 12 flopped. That may be true. So let's see. You had a bad tournament, but you're in the Sweet 16 and you're making headlines at Rucker Park.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
While the Big 12 is playing at the Garden.
Yeah.
Like, you just can't make
synergy.
this stuff
it's perfect.
up.
It's perfect.
And then you get this story today. And again, you're only going to hear about this on the Monty Show. Our sources at ESPN are telling us that ESPN and the Pac-12 have nothing new, and they don't expect anything new. And that the Pac-12 and ESPN are capped. And ESPN is not willing to surpass $90 million a year for 5 years. $90 million a year. And it is 2 games a week. It is 1 on TV on the ESPN family of networks, and it is 1 on the digital properties. And that means ESPN Plus, that means the app, that means the .com.
Yeah.
This is a big deal because we've worked really hard on this show to bring you this information and to be right and to be credible. And what this says is Pac-12's got to find $210 million in the marketplace to catch the Big 12's yearly money. And I just don't see how that happens. And I'm not trying to be, again, doom and gloom guy. Mm-hmm. And maybe it's not a coincidence, that our sources in the TV industry and at ESPN are giving us this information on the same day that the Big 12 and Rucker Park make a deal. Maybe that's not coincidence. But what I'm telling you is, if you're giving 2 games a week to the ESPN platform, and they're going to pay you $90 million a year for that, you're in real trouble now. Mm-hmm. Because that's $9 million per school. Where's the other $21 million going to come from?
I thought you said 9.
$9 million. That's what that works out to of the 10 remaining. $9 million a year per school from ESPN.
This is a code 10 abort.
You've got to find $21 million per school per year in streaming money. And I just think this is going to be very difficult to do. I was also told today by my sources at ESPN that they're really just interested in football, that there is not a lot of inventory available to them during the basketball season for a couple of reasons. Here's where layoffs come in. Here's where budgets come in. They're not looking to add and staff up with their talent. Mm-hmm. They're going to multi-purpose their talent. They're going to have their TV talent doing radio. They're going to have their TV talent doing SportsCenter and doing the NBA. They're going to have their TV talent working on multiple streams. And what that tells you is there's only so much talent to go around at ESPN. They're not going to continue to add and grow and develop new talent simply to cover a wealth of college basketball. Their desire is college football. And with the Pac-12, their desire is 2 games a week, $90 million a year for 5 years. That's the only number that ESPN is willing to talk about. And this goes with a lot of the other reporting that we've had where we've heard, hey, ESPN and the Pac-12 have not talked in a significant amount of time, 4 to 6 weeks, because there's nothing new and they don't expect anything new. Because ESPN and ABC understand we're in the driver's seat here, because if we don't get the Pac-12, we're just fine. We're just fine. If we get the Pac-12, we really only want football, and we really only want 2 football games a week. That's it. And ESPN, by the way, is also willing to produce those games. They are not willing to be, essentially leveraged as a broadcast producer.
No.
For Apple TV or for anybody else. Because remember, with Amazon, I believe it was NBC that was producing their Thursday Night Football package for them. So if it goes to Amazon, they're still going to have to find a production partner, and that may be the Pac-12 networks. But the bottom line here is you don't have a TV deal with the Pac-12 because they don't have the money to get it done. And we've heard all of this doom and gloom, and we've heard all about $22 million per school per year in TV. That feels a lot more plausible now when you hear that ESPN is only willing to go $90 million per year, and it's 2 games a week. That is, Jake, to me, if I'm a Pac-12 supporter, that's terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's right on schedule. I think it's not, that far out of left field, in my opinion, for what we've been telling you. And I think that, yeah, if I'm a Pac-12 supporter, yeah, I'm not thrilled to hear that. I'm not, jumping up and down saying, yeah, we're going to be okay, because I can't definitively say you're going to be okay. And again, I'm just going to keep bringing up the fact that all these ADs and presidents decided they wanted to talk last week and this week, right? Like, they all wanted to talk the last probably 7-8 days. And now that this has come out through our sourcing, it makes a lot of sense. Think about it. They're all on the same page. Hey, this is what ESPN's willing to give us. Now we got to go and figure out, hey, what is Amazon and Apple willing to provide? And do we like that? Are we willing to, once again, are we willing to do a stream-heavy deal to make up the $210 million gap to the Big 12? Man. Or are we too prideful, and are we just going to say, yeah, we want this or that because we want to be TV heavy, even though it's not really an option for you? So that's why I say, if you're a Pac-12 fan, it's not great news, but to me, this information falls right in line with what's been building here in this situation.
Yeah, and I understand now why, we have led the line. And again, I know that guys like Tanner Plummer, hey, you guys, you're going to hurt yourself, pat yourself on the back. But I'm going to tell you again, we told you in the fall it was $25 million a year. Mm-hmm. We told you back around Christmas time when we got new numbers that said, hey, they're at $22 million a year now. Now we understand why. Because we've been looking for that explanation as to why did that number go down? Why did that number go down? Because ESPN's under $100 million a year.
Yeah.
And it's going to be very difficult. I can see you getting $13 million a year from a stream partner.
Yes.
I can absolutely see Amazon or Apple TV doing that.
Well, and I think you could see a combination too, right? Like I would kind of be surprised if Amazon was just 100% out. Like, we've been telling you for a while.
I would agree.
Amazon wants 1 game a week that's very similar to the NFL package they have.
And we've been hearing that for
long time,
months now.
Yeah.
Our sources in television told us months ago, Amazon's is not looking for like an entire slate of games. They're looking for a Friday night showcase game in the Pac-12.
Yeah.
Is what we were told. And that makes a lot of sense. They would have NFL on Thursday. They would have Pac-12 on Friday. And then that Pac-12 package would then flip to, hey, ESPN's going to have a game on Saturday night. And they're going to have a game on Saturday afternoon on the app, the .com and ESPN Plus. But here's the problem. That's only 3 games. And you have 10 teams right now. Before expansion, you have 10 teams. And then let's talk about expansion. If ESPN's at $90 million, are they going to up that for SMU and San Diego State? I have a hard time believing that. And this is the other issue that I look at with Apple TV or even with Amazon. Amazon doesn't view, from what I understand, Amazon doesn't view these rights fees like a TV company does. They're not necessarily interested in the television market of San Diego, Orange County, Los Angeles. They're interested in attracting more people to subscribe to Amazon Prime.
Right.
Is San Diego State going to do that? Is SMU going to do that? Is Boise State going to do that? Somehow I don't think so. I don't think those are big draws that are going to say, hey, let's up our cash influx. Hey, we're, Tim Cook at Apple TV. Man, you guys got San Diego State, boy. Here's another $50 million. How
about that?
It doesn't work like that. Whereas, like, you look at BYU to the Big 12, we found out they're worth $1 to $3 million, depending on who you believe. $1 to $3 million is what they were valued at. So are you telling me, let's go on the high end of that San Diego State brings $3 million into the fold for ESPN. Now you're at $93 million. That's $15 more million. Are we really moving the needle at that point? You're at $93 million. You're at $465 million over 5 years. You haven't really moved the needle at all.
Yeah.
Sure, that's $3 million. It may, push you a little closer to $30 million. But this is why I continue to say I don't see an avenue, no matter who takes it, unless Apple TV takes every single ounce of basketball and football programming from the Pac-12, and they come. But you can't tell me that's $300 million a year.
Yeah.
Is Apple going to pay the Pac-12 $300 million a year?
No. I mean, I would be surprised.
Without expansion.
Yeah. Yeah.
300. I don't see that happening.
And they're kind of in the same spot as Amazon in the sense that it's like, hey, we're not really necessarily interested in San Diego or LA or Chicago or New York. We're not interested in markets. We need people to subscribe. We need people to download, the Apple TV app. We need, you know what I mean? Like, so to me, I just think that if you're, again, it's kind of the situation that I've been explaining. Like, if you're George Kliavkoff, you're in a tremendously difficult spot because not only is it a philosophical problem, it's a monetary problem. And I think that there's just no getting around that. Like try to put yourself in this guy's shoes. And again, I'm not saying that this guy's a good commissioner because he's not. I'm not saying he's done a good job because he hasn't. But the reality of the situation is the position he is essentially unfixable because you have a group of presidents that philosophically isn't aligned. Your money is way under what it should be.
That's exactly right. That's right.
So what exactly are you going to do? Because if the money was good, right? Like if the money was chill and we were good there, but all you had to do was philosophically fix it, you'd be fine. Or vice versa, right?
Yes,
if you were philosophically aligned and you just kind of had to work the money out, okay, great. We probably have a deal already. But that, I'm telling you, on top of everything we've just discussed, that's why a deal's not done. And that's why I maintain a deal will not get done for a minute because I don't know how you get Washington to sign on to a deal that's, 60% streaming at this point because we know what the ESPN money is. Like if the ESPN money is $9 million a year per school, that basically means that the percentage of money you need to get from a streamer is what, 60%?
Yeah.
At least? Like Cossay at Washington's not signing on to that deal. I would think Phil Knight wouldn't be cool with that kind of deal.
I think you have, I think it's an issue. But the other thing I was told today about this Rucker Park deal is that you have a situation where this is also going to allow the Big 12 to create third-tier programming for basketball. So when they go to Rucker Park, they're going to create a docuseries on it. They're going to create social content on it. They're going to create YouTube content on it. They're going to create website content on it. Yeah. So you're handing these guys, and by the way, one of the other things that I think will be interesting to see, how much NIL money is involved in this? Because are you going to pay those players, and what is the financial partnership? Because I think that's a big part of this. You look at this money that we're talking about at ESPN, this is a real problem, and then you start looking at these deals like Rucker Park, Big 12 and Rucker Park today announced this partnership. I got to think if you're a Gonzaga Bulldog in 2 years and you're in the conference, you're thrilled to be doing these claims. I think to have your name associated with that, with Rucker Park,
Gonzaga,
is a big deal. And I mean, you have NBA stars that go play in the summer at Rucker Park
Kobe, Kevin Durant,
because
Kyrie.
It's that big of a deal, man. So I think it's a big deal. What do you guys think? There's a lot going on with the Pac-12 and the Big 12 today. Unbelievably, it seems like every day we get new news on this. And it's remarkable. And I don't mean like on the TV deal. I mean like, hey, the Big 12 is at Rucker Park, right? That's an incredible – I can't believe that deal.
Yeah.
I can't believe that deal. And the only thing that I can think of that explains the prowess and the power of Brett Yormark is that he's bucked up. That's all I can think is He's got some gin and juice and stuff.
And no, we're not chugging them again today. Don't try me.
No, I'm not. I am going to today.
My guy barely survived last night.
Well, the problem is, that's true. The problem is that was Miami, and I love Miami.
Yeah.
I have a passionate love affair. Even though the edges of the can are a little sharp, I have a passionate love affair with Bucked Up Miami. It is my flavor, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll move on. But Jim and juice.
Yeah. I'm on Blue Raz today.
I'm telling you. Have you ever tried Jim and Juice?
I don't think so.
You should give that a whirl, man. It's good. Jim and Juice is good too. I'm a Miami guy, but here's the deal. Don't take my word for it. What did I get today? I put in my order.
That is excellent.
It is. It's really good. I put in my order of Bucked Up today. And I will show you guys what I did because, man, I'm telling you, it's freaking phenomenal how well at 5 a.m. when you're trying to get your lazy ass out of bed, it's pretty phenomenal how well your body does when you get some racked BCAAs.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and I don't know if you guys can see that, but I got racked BCAAs. I got some LFG pre-workout, and I got another Bucked Up Hydro Jug. They have these beautiful 64-ounce hydro jugs. Make sure you go to buckedup.com. Use the promo code Monty to get 20% off your purchase at buckedup.com. Or don't take my word for it. I tell you every day about BCAAs. They have great BCAAs that have carnitine in it, so it's stripping the fat out of your system. Carnitine processes fat in your body so that you lose inches, you lose weight. You got to get it, but get samples of it for free.
Yeah.
Get those free samples in the description below. There's a link that says Bucked Up free samples. Get the free samples. Get the best shaker cup in the business from buckedup.com. Pick any color you want. Pick any 3 free samples you want. They'll ship them right to your front door.
Yeah.
That's how Bucked Up rolls. By the way, our guy Ryan Gardner at Bucked Up. Let's go.
Bro.
Let's go.
Dude, and let me pull it out for Ryan Gardner here.
Let's go. The Utah CEO of the Year.
Yes.
Ryan Gardner at Bucked Up.
Yep.
How about that? We tell you every day that we work with all of these great partners and that Bucked Up Energy is a great local company here in Utah. Ryan Gardner named the CEO at Bucked Up, named the Utah CEO of the Year.
Facts.
Congratulations.
Yeah, dude.
Bucked Up. Congratulations, Ryan
Yes.
Gardner. Congratulations to your entire team at Bucked Up, because he's got this great group of guys and gals that he works with. The people at Bucked Up work really hard. For Ryan Gardner to win the CEO of the Year, get out of here. That's phenomenal,
Yeah,
dude.
bro.
Phenomenal.
I'm for real.
Hook it up. Get the free samples. Help the show grow. Congratulations to Ryan at Bucked Up.
I'm for
All right,
real.
enough of us, more of you. Let's go. Court McMullen says 35 days to the NFL draft. By the way, anybody see Bryce Young at Alabama today? Hell yeah, I did. Mm-hmm. That's my guy. And you know the
legit.
one thing I'll say about Bryce Young, and I know everybody says, oh, he's too small. He's a dainty little flower. Nobody said one word about his size. And in fact, what the scouts and what the pundits there were saying, size was never the issue.
What do you bet?
He throws and he plays taller than he is. Their main concern is he weighed 204 pounds at the combine, and he refused to get on the scale today. Bryce Young did not want to weigh today, which tells you he's probably under 200 pounds.
Do you even live?
And that, I think, is going to be the biggest concern about Bryce Young, because in the NFL, you have to be a lot more durable.
Yeah.
But, man, I loved what I saw from Bryce Young today. In fact, if you missed it, I'll play you a little tape of Bryce Young throw. And I just love the arm action. You see the throws outside. Now, by the way, he doesn't have the wide receivers that, like C.J. Stroud had. But look at these throws. He's putting it on him. That's on his chest, on his hands. And look at this deep throw. The deep throw to end this tape. Look at where he puts this. See what you did here, Court?
Yeah.
See what you did here, Court? Now your awesome comment that has led me to being derailed. If you look at this throw, I'll play the tape again. But if you look at this last... You look at this last deep throw out of Bryce Young, he's got amateur receivers he's throwing to. A lot of drop balls today, but that's on the numbers. Now look at this deep throw and look where he puts it to a guy that's not running as hard as he can run. Look at that. Boom. If that is an NFL caliber wide receiver, if that was Jackson Smith and Jigba, that's on the dot. He looked really good today. He threw the ball really well today. He had a nice high release, big, strong guy. I think Bryce Young is absolutely going to be a stud.
Yeah.
I don't think, though, there's any doubt. Before we get to your comments on the Big 12 and the Pac-12, did you guys see this thing at C.J. Stroud's pro day yesterday that Josh McCown, the new quarterback coach at Carolina, said to C.J., hey, you spun it well, bro. That was great. That's awesome. And then they proceeded to make a bet on a game of horse. He's going to Carolina.
Uh-huh.
It's over. And again, the owner was at C.J. Stroud's pro day. They're going to travel. They were at Bryce Young's pro day. David Tepper, the owner of the Carolina Panthers, they're going to be at all of them. Mm-hmm. They're taking C.J. Stroud.
Yeah.
And you know what? Frankly, as they should. If that's their guy and they've identified him, I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
Absolutely no problem with that whatsoever. Day Old Donut's a member of the program. Pac-12 After Dark with Rachel Maddow. Okay. Cougar Track says these commercials are getting longer, but I am bucked up.
I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Yeah, did we play a commercial for Bucked Up?
No.
Cougar Tracks, we appreciate you. Brian Hornbeck says, I wonder if Bucked Up can make a Pac-12 flavor. Yeah, I don't know.
Nah, I don't think so, bro.
What would a Pac-12 flavor of Bucked Up taste like? What
Because
would that?
it's garbage.
What would that even look like?
Not good because the Pac-12 not good, man.
You know, I have no idea. Let's see. Drew Money says Gonzaga and St. John's to the Big 12. I'm not a Johnny because they hired Rick Pitino.
Gonzaga.
I'm not over that.
15 seconds of greatness, dude.
And which refers to Rick Pitino's testimony that he had an affair and the sexual encounter lasted 15 seconds.
I'm so bricked up right now.
15 seconds. Okay, that's fine. Rick Olson, not a member, says go Ducks. Christopher Shannon says CJ Stroud for me. I totally agree. Mark Hale says size isn't an issue. That is what Mrs. Monty said.
I'm so bricked up right now.
See what he did there?
He's helping you out, bro.
I'm not sure. Did he call me fat or is that a small penis joke? Listen, man, just because I got big hands and a size 15 shoe, it doesn't mean anything. Trust me. You know, itty bitty.
Can you measure it?
That's what I'm saying. Renee Roca says, who will Mahomes beat in next year's Super Bowl? Don't know. Don't know. Randall Moore, you do know that your continuous use of Bucked Up not playing well on my YouTube.
What does that mean?
What is it? Yeah, what does that mean? I have no idea what that means. Provo Cougar fan says, puked up the new Pac-12 Bucked Up flavor. Wow. Wow. Mike Maples says, bought a starting lineup of Bucked Up today and grabbed the Miami pre-workout. LFG, let's go.
Pictures, dude.
Let's go. Yeah, pictures or it didn't happen, Mapes. I'm telling you. I love Bucked Up pre-workout. The thing that I like so much about the pre-workout is that they don't, it doesn't crush you. Like, you know how there's a lot of pre-workouts to get you way up and way down?
Yeah, you just fall on your face.
Yeah. Christopher says Monty is a size guy. I don't know what you mean.
Can you measure it?
You can't. Alan White looks better than Cam Newton. Yeah, seriously. How about Cam Newton thrown at Auburn's pro day?
Cam Newton.
That's weird, dude. That whole thing is weird to me. Maury Alvarez, our great Floridian. Brett is taking names, and Utah just removed themselves from his list. I don't know. Listen, I think, again, I will just say that I've never been a believer in the four corner schools. Like, that's just not me. But what I do believe in is that the Arizona State, and Utah for the Big 12, and I mean, sure, I'll give you a nod on Colorado.
Right.
Because Prime is there and there's a lot of buzz, but those are the four most logical from a value standpoint.
Yes.
I don't, like proximity for Arizona and Arizona State. Okay. I mean, I guess that is saying the four corners, whatever you want to say. But if the Big 12 doesn't get Utah, that's a loss for the Big 12.
Mm-hmm.
That's a loss for the Big 12. And I know that there are a lot of anti-Utah fans right now because of the arrogance in the Twitter machine. But
yeah,
if the Big 12 doesn't get Utah, it's a loss.
Totally.
It's a loss. There's just no way to spin that. Jackson Graham, not a member, says, "What's up, y'all? Jax, good to see you."
Sorry, does his last comment right there above that say he just pooped in?
No, popped in.
Oh, okay.
What is wrong with you?
I'm just making sure, dude. A
lot of fiber in the diet
Yeah,
these
I mean,
days.
we've had a lot of salutes in here the last couple days. You know what I'm saying?
Jerry Davis, a member, says, "Did I hear right? ESPN is only offering $9 million per team for the Pac-12." Yeah, and it actually, for the first time, explains the $22 million a year. Mm-hmm. It for the first time, it explains why the Big 12 got 31.7. And the Pac-12 is struggling to get to 25. Because if you think about it, 22 minus 9 is 13.
Right.
I can see a streamer paying $13 million a year.
Yeah.
I absolutely can.
It's not a huge chunk of
So
change.
getting to 22, I think, is not that much. Now, if we're talking about, adding $8 million and you're having to pay $21 million a year, now I don't think that's so feasible. Now you're talking about, hey, we're going to pay you $21 million a year on a 5-year deal. There's a streamer out there that's going to commit $100 million minimum. And they're going to have to pay for production.
Yeah, I struggle with that.
I don't see, how do you make your money on that?
You better sell it.
In a 10-team conference that doesn't have a significant draw. How do you make your money on that?
How do you make your money on the MLS?
I don't know. I do not know.
But you see my point. Like,
I do see your point.
Like with Apple, you made the, like, in my opinion, maybe some people say, hey, it's too early to say the MLS was a mistake, but so far it's been a mistake.
Well, but there's also these stories with Apple TV, and if you don't know what we're talking about, Apple TV is the exclusive broadcast partner of MLS soccer, of the MLS, period. And there is an opt-out clause, allegedly, in the deal if there's not enough subscriber growth or not enough revenue growth. MLS or Apple can opt out of that.
The ink isn't dry yet.
Now, I don't know if that's true. Garber, the commissioner of MLS, said straight away, hey, we're not focused on that. Of course he's going to say that. It would not surprise me if there's an opt-out. But again, I just ask you, if you're the Pac-12, what value can you give to Apple TV, to Apple to say, hey, yeah, we're going to need you to pay us like $22 million a year. We're going to need $110 million for 5 years.
I want it.
What's the value in that?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, if you're the PAC, you don't have any choice but to ask for it. But if you're anybody else, like if you're on the other side of the table, the other side of the phone, I don't know why you would pay it. I mean, I
don't know.
I don't understand what the draw truly is, because again, I think once again, this is something that I don't think is getting talked about a lot. Like if you're a potential buyer in, like if you're an Apple TV, an Amazon, hell, even YouTube TV, even though they're not really in the middle of this thing, but we'll throw them in anyway. If you're any of these companies, why would you do a media deal with the Pac-12 right now? Why would you not just wait and see what happens? And then, hey, if the conference burns to the ground, okay, now we can look at the NBA deal. Now we can look at other stuff. But why would you take the risk? Because that's the thing. It's still a massive risk. Even for ESPN at $9 million a year per school, that's still a big risk in my opinion. I mean, obviously it's not a huge amount of money, but you're still risking the conference burning to the ground before you're getting your money out of that deal, right? Like there's potential that this conference won't be here in 2 years. So the idea that you would do $9 million per year per school, right, over the course of 5 years is crazy, dude. Like,
it is.
Like that's the thing, and that's what I think no one thinks about is like, okay, what is the risk reward play? Because you make a good point. Like, okay, you just inked a deal. Now you got to go and get your revenue out of it. Now you got to go out to market and say, hey, we're the home of the Pac-12. Advertise on ESPN. Good luck doing that because nobody values it. That's the problem.
Well, I think again, without USC and UCLA, it's a real kick in the balls. And the difference is you were able to go out and get legit. You're able to go out and get the number one basketball team in the country in Houston. They're joining your conference next year.
Yeah.
You get BYU, that's a P5 million viewer powerhouse. They're joining your conference. Cincinnati off of a playoff berth. They're joining your conference.
Yes.
UCF off of undefeated seasons, joining your conference.
Yeah.
Like, you have all these teams joining the conference. That's not SMU. That's not San Diego State, with all due respect to San Diego State. That's not what that is.
By the way, I think another interesting point, too, is like, if you're not getting BYU's million views every time they play, or you're not getting consistent, like really solid, no doubt about it viewership on your product, how are you going to sell that either? Because it works two ways. You're either selling, hey, we're SC, and because we're SC, you're going to buy into that, right?
Yes.
You're either buying brand or you're buying views. So if you don't have brand or views, what are you doing? Like, that's what I mean. What do you do? There's nowhere to go.
Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. By the way, super stoked next Tuesday at 4 o'clock. Looking forward to Mountain West Commissioner Gloria Nevarez, who's going to join the show to talk about the business of being the Mountain West and where they're positioned and what all of this means. Like, it's a big deal, in my opinion, that Commissioner is going to join the show. We'll talk about the Mountain West. We'll talk about San Diego State. Mm-hmm. We'll talk about the business of being in college sports right now, because I do think that's a big one.
Yeah.
I really do think that's a big one. But, you know, the thing that I'm curious about is Amazon versus Apple TV. And you as a millennial, I wonder your thoughts on which one of those is more attractive.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Amazon is obviously a more complete product. I think the trouble is that, you know, this MLS deal just hasn't gone great for Apple. And I'm a guy that's got an iPhone, right? iPhone comes preloaded with the Apple TV app, yet the Apple TV app isn't on my phone. And what's funny is 2 years ago, I think I've had this phone for like 2.5 years now. And 2 years ago when I got the phone, part of my routine when I get a new phone is I always clear out all the apps that, you know, I just know that I'm never going to use. And Apple TV was one of those apps, because I'm not an Apple TV guy. And I think the struggle is that there hasn't been a product on Apple TV that's caught my attention. I've heard people talking about, was it Ted Lasso or like some of these shows that they produce or whatever, but nothing's been like, yes, I have to jump. I have to get to Apple TV. And the MLS doesn't do that for me. So when you start looking at Apple TV versus Amazon, just from a pure entertainment standpoint, like if we put the PAC aside, just pure entertainment standpoint, Amazon has it all day. I mean, I can get everything from you know, Nat Geo content to behind the scenes stuff on Deion Sanders to other educational materials. Like, there's all kinds of stuff, obviously, that you can get on Amazon, and you can't say that about Apple TV right now. So to me, it's like, it's really not even that close. But again, for the PAC, the struggle is that Amazon is too savvy of a business to allow the PAC to go all in with them, meaning that Amazon only wants that one game a week in an NFL model. They want NFL on Thursday, they want PAC on Friday, and everything else remains the same after that. So that's why I say, for me as a millennial, I'm an Amazon guy, but Apple hasn't exactly, in my opinion, done a great job of bringing new people in, because you hear all the time, you know, it's T-Mobile, it's Verizon, like they've got all these phone company deals, they've got all these things where they have a go-between to the consumer. Oh, you shop here? Well, if you shop here, you know, you can get on Apple TV for a discount or whatever. But that still doesn't help you with subscribership to, say, the MLS, or if they were to do a Pac-12 deal, a Pac-12 football game. It doesn't help you in those categories. So that's why I say I don't think that Apple TV is necessarily ready to make this huge investment in a football product. I think they want to find a way to sort of connive their way into Pac-12, but not be full share. Like, I just don't think they're ready for that yet. Whereas Amazon, I know, has the money, but we know that they don't value it to that level, which I think is just this key, you know, philosophical difference between the two.
I don't even think it's close.
Yeah.
I think it's Amazon.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're just talking business partners,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Amazon. I do. I feel like that's the... And I don't know what you guys think. In the comments, I'd love to see it. You know, like, it just... we go over this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And the struggle for me is I don't know what, 6-8 months, nothing has changed. We're having the same conversation over and over and over again. Nothing's changed. And it's still Amazon, and I think it's always going to be Amazon, in my opinion. Craig Kirsch, 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 I hope. When the PAC folds, PAC's not folding, Amazon can take the Big 12 on Friday night and push the deal to around $37 million per school. They're not folding. I know that a lot of Big 12 fans want to root for. Is root for too heavy? I don't know. Are hoping the Pac-12 folds. It's not going to happen. And in my opinion, you're at least 5 years from that happening.
Wow.
I don't see any way that they don't survive.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way they survive in their current format. I think survival could be 8 teams, could be G5 level stuff, but I again, and I know we've been talking about it for 45 minutes now, but I don't see, I would feel differently if there was an obvious, hey, you got to do this and you survive. You got to do this thing. But they don't even have a thing. They don't even have like a goal. You're basically just out here in the middle of the ocean, hoping for the best. And that's what troubles
I can
me.
see them getting knocked down. I could see them not being a P5 conference or however that whole thing would happen. I could see their membership having trouble staying credible. I don't think there's any question about that.
Yeah.
But I think it is very difficult for me to believe, and again, this is just my opinion. I think it is very difficult for me to believe that you're in a position where you're just going to disappear. It's not going to happen. Mm-hmm. There's nothing now that indicates that you would just simply vanish. You're making $20 million a year. You're going to lose schools. If it's $22 million a year, you're going to lose both Arizona schools. Are you going to lose Utah? I don't know. Probably not. Are you going to lose Colorado? I don't know. Probably not. But you're going to lose what you can't afford to lose, and that's a single school. Because I think you're going to lose the Arizona schools. I think you will lose, if I had to guess, I think you will lose Colorado. I do. I think you will lose Colorado, but you're not going to. You're not gonna just disappear. I just don't see that. And again, it's just my opinion, Craig. I don't see that.
Yeah.
It's really interesting to me that people. I don't know. I almost feel like people are rooting for the Pac-12's demise, and I think you're a little misguided there. Pac-12 blows. Gives us $5 to say Pac-12 on CNN. They need each other. I'm sure Don Lemon will provide some great commentary. Listen, man, you're putting all that effort into hating the Pac-12.
Yeah.
Find something to do.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why.
I don't understand that level of hate. I don't get that. Because it's not funny. Mm-hmm. It's not funny. It's not even humorous.
Well, I think people hate because they don't have another, again, I'm not trying to hate on anyone else, but I think that, that particular person commenting that tells me that you're just not well educated on it. You don't understand. And so you're just simply making a comment that's kind of asinine, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. Bob Holsey, who's a member, says Arizona State, Colorado, and San Diego State. I'm happy with that. The first domino to fall, I think, is going to be Gonzaga. I think that's going to be the first major expansion domino that's going to go.
Right.
And I think that will make it easier for a lot of other people to go. But that's just my opinion. I have been told that the Big 12 has offered Gonzaga membership. And Gonzaga, I think, is just putting their ducks in a row. I think that's where we are with them.
Yeah.
None of that has changed. Casey Finlinson says, with the playoff expansion, is there really any reason why the Pac-10 would even worry about being considered a P5 conference? The expansion, in my opinion, changes a lot when it comes to P5 status.
I guess that's Pac-10.
Like this year, no, it doesn't matter. This coming season, it doesn't matter. But when you expand, I mean, are there 12 teams that are, so how many teams in the Pac-12 are legitimate playoff contenders a year from now? Arizona or Arizona State? No.
There's one.
Stanford and Cal? No. Are you Oregon State or Washington State? No. It's really Utah and I think Oregon. I think those two.
There's only one reason that you can put Utah in that mix, and that's Kyle Whittingham. That's it.
That's it.
They have all the boys are going to be done after this coming season, and they're fortunate they all came back. But Utah and Kyle Whittingham has earned the right to get that kind of respect. I mean, Witt's done a phenomenal job at Utah. So I would say, right now, without being super studied or super nerded out on what they have coming in next year, I would say fringe playoff team for Utah. I think that Oregon is really the only bona fide 100%, gonna compete for a spot there. I think we have to see what Utah's got after these guys.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that wholeheartedly. I just think it's very interesting to me. Again, I think I look at this stuff very differently. I think the grant of rights stuff, I think all of this nonsense that we always talk about seemingly on a daily basis, I think all this is going away. I think grant of rights are going away. I think P5, G5, I think is going away.
Right.
It's a matter of if you're in the club, okay, great. I think the Pac-12, the biggest problem that nobody talks about with the Pac-12 is they've ostracized themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They have ostracized themselves. And I think it makes it very difficult for anybody to want to do business with them.
Well, yeah, they don't trust you. That's the problem. They don't trust George. They don't trust the
plain and simple
the board. They don't trust anything. And that's, again, another thing we've talked about. And that's why I say, I know that you don't think that the Pac will just disappear, and I tend to agree with that. I don't think they're just going to dissolve into thin air. But I do think that, it's better than 50% that this conference looks very different in 2 years. Just because the money is so low, dude. I don't know why. If you're a premier brand like Oregon and really Washington, and I guess Colorado with Prime, depending on how he does in his first year, why would you take that or accept that? That's what I would wonder.
Yeah, that's a big deal. Little breaking news to kick off football at 50 today, 10 to the hour. Every hour we bring you the biggest stories in football. Real quick and dipping our toe into the NFL. Look at this memo. You want to see some stuff here? Brought to you by our good friends at Papa Murphy's Pizza. Use the promo code Monty25 to get 25% off your purchase at $25 or more at Papa Murphy's Pizza. This is about Lamar Jackson. The NFLPA has informed the NFL that a person by the name of Ken Francis, who is not an NFL certified agent, may be contacting clubs and attempting them to persuade the club personnel to enter into negotiations concerning Lamar Jackson. And we talked about this last week. Lamar Jackson does not have an agent, and Lamar Jackson's having Uncle Jimmy call around, or in this case, Uncle Ken, call around to NFL teams to try and get himself a pay raise. This is so unbelievably unprofessional. And I'm just going to restate my points on Lamar Jackson. Never mind that you're not a pocket passer. Never mind you're not healthy. Never mind that most people believe you faked an injury at the end of last year to save yourself in this contract story. Now you're having people who are not professional. They're not certified. They're not lawyers. They're nothing with the NFL. They're not agents. You're having them call NFL teams and say, hey, come on, make an offer for Lamar. He's a nice guy. Why would any of these NFL teams sign Lamar Jackson or sign him to an offer sheet right now? I don't get it.
Why would you sign him? Why would you take a phone call? I'm sorry, you have your Uncle Ken calling us? No, we're not interested.
This is incredible.
And what really bothers me about Lamar is that, yeah, you are unprofessional on multiple levels. And yeah, he is damn talented. Don't get me wrong. He is like if I'm just going on most entertaining to watch, Lamar Jackson's up there with the best of them.
Yes.
But if I'm talking about winning a Super Bowl, he is far from the best quarterback in the league. And I don't understand this mantra of trying to chase the Deshaun Watson contract, because everybody and their sister and their mom and their Uncle Ken knows that contract was a fluke. That contract was a personal favor so that he could be a Brown. And if I was a quarterback in Lamar Jackson's situation, I'm not trying to get paid the most money at this stage in the process. I'm trying to get paid just straight up. I'm trying to get ink to paper and get back on a roster. You can't. I mean, it's just incredible. And I know
it is.
I know he's on the tag and he's free to negotiate with everybody, and everyone wants to say, oh, he's going to get signed. But I will not be surprised if teams grow very frustrated with this type of lack of professionalism.
It's completely unprofessional.
Yeah.
There's no way that this ends well. If you read down there to the third paragraph, clubs are reminded that under Article 48 of the NFL Collective Bargaining Agreement, an offer sheet which may result in an NFL player contract may only be negotiated with the player if he is acting on his own behalf or with the player's NFLPA certified agent. To be clear, Mr. Jackson is not currently represented by an NFLPA certified agent. Oh my God.
So this is what I mean.
This is ugly.
But if we take a second and just think about this, put ourselves in Lamar Jackson's shoes. So if you're Lamar is intimately familiar with the fact that teams can't negotiate with Uncle Ken. They're not even supposed to talk to
I don't
Uncle
think he
Ken.
knows that.
Well,
I don't think he knows that.
If he doesn't know that, that's just a
Because,
gross,
but how would he know that? He doesn't have an agent. There's nobody to tell him, hey, we can't negotiate. You can't do that, son. You cannot do that. He needs to sign with an agent. And it's remarkable that you would this is embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's unprofessional, it's embarrassing, and it's damaging Lamar Jackson, who's already damaged by his own behavior. This guy is now radioactive. I would not touch him.
And by the way, every day that goes by, the Ravens look a little smarter.
Yeah.
So,
Bonehead says Uncle Ken's a good talker, apparently.
yeah.
Apparently. Court McMullen says, I think it's pretty clear Lamar had no idea that was the rule of the CBA.
Okay, but
I
hear
would
me
agree
out,
with
hear
that
me out.
100%.
Hear me out. I'm not saying you guys are wrong. Probably doesn't know the rule. But hear me out. You're an NFL quarterback. You're in this all day, every day, right? This is your profession. So you're telling me that no other quarterback in the league, no other agent, nobody on planet Earth has told him, hey, just so you know, just as a friend, they can't talk to your guy. I just want you to know that because I care about you. You're telling me no one's told him that?
I would apparently not, because if you knew that, why would you be having Uncle Ken call around the NFL?
Because I think Lamar wants this done his way, and he's willing to be stubborn as hell about it, and he wants them to acquiesce, and the league is not going to do that.
You know what the league's not going to do? They're not going to pay a guy that's not a winner.
Yeah.
And you are screaming unprofessional, embarrassing, not a winner. You're going back to Baltimore. You're going to eat crow, and then next year they're going to tag you again. It's remarkable to me that you haven't tried the marinara meatball at Papa Murphy's Pizza, and that you haven't used the promo code Monty25.
At Papa Murphy's, we do more than just pizza. We do meatballs and marinara.
Actually, I do the meatballs and marinara.
And how do you do it, Dad?
How do I do it? How do I do it?
Order now at papamurphys.com.
Papa Murphy's Pizza, make sure you use the promo code Monty25 to get 25% off your purchase of $25 or more. And maybe we should all get Papa Murphy's Pizza to celebrate Matthew Brenning.
Let's go! Get it going!
Let's go! A new member, Matthew Brenning.
We continue our streak of getting new members added in the first hour of the program. We beat
Let's
it by
go.
1 minute. Let's go.
Let's go.
Good job, dude.
Yeah, if you guys want to become members of the program, it's as little as $1.99. That gets you shouted out in the comments. It means your comments always get read before non-members. For $9.99, you get into our exclusive Instagram group for members only, which is a great community. By the way, you would have known about this Pac-12 deal at 2 o'clock, an hour before the show even started.
Yeah.
Because we put all of our information in there first. By the way, you would have had first access to WWE, Road to WrestleMania tickets this Saturday. Get them at Ticketmaster.com. We're giving away a 4-pack today. Has anybody DM'd you yet?
Let me check. Hang on 1 second.
While you do that, Gage Carter gives us a $5 tip to say, got my tickets to see the Lady Utes take on LSU tomorrow. Hey, Gage Carter, let's go. Good luck to the Lady Utes in that game. NCAA tournament starts here in just a bit. We'll keep you up to date on that. Drethman. Dreth, you're on a very short leash today.
Dude, don't mess it up, man.
I got dozens of complaints about your content yesterday. So you get one chance. That's it. And no, you will not be gifted a membership. You want to join the membership? There's the link right above. But I'm just no nonsense today, Dreth. I'm not here for it. No double accounts, no none of that.
I do have one DM, but that DM doesn't want the WWE tickets. They just DM to say they like watching the show.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Yeah, and that was who was that? Bobby Rowland.
Bobby, good to see you. Jaron Eccles says, what, the WWE 4-pack for members? Jaron, you want to go to see WWE on Saturday night?
Gates
DM
still
Jake,
open, dude.
SLC,
No one's DM
SLC Jake.
Yeah.
SLC Jake.
Yeah, man.
Jeremy Callahan says K-State. I think a lot of people are pulling for K-State. I think a lot of people are pulling for K-State.
Yeah.
So I don't know which way you go. I think when you look at the games tonight,
dude, these are some good ass matchups.
You look at the games tonight, and even like Arkansas, UConn, a 4-8, a 4 Arkansas, or a 4 UConn and 8 Arkansas.
Yes,
I've been leaning Arkansas in that matchup. I probably shouldn't change. You get 7:45 UCLA and Gonzaga. Man, I think you got to take Gonzaga in that game. I think UCLA just is depleted.
This is when I start getting excited about college basketball. These are good games. See, these are some. We got some hooping on tonight.
We do. Only about an hour away now. K-State and Michigan State tip off at 4:30. I'm all in on K-State there.
Yeah.
All in on K-State there.
Then Tom Izzo packing, please.
Please, to Hizzo. FAU in Rocket Top, Tennessee. Coming up at 7 o'clock. That's on TBS. CBS has the UConn, Arkansas, UCLA, Gonzaga. And then Michigan State, K-State
Gonzaga
is TBS, as is FAU, Tennessee. So I think the Xavier, Texas game, which I think is the remaining game of the tournament, I think right now that is the best game remaining.
Yeah.
Man, I think that game's going to be an absolute barn burner. I also really like Alabama, San Diego State, because I don't think San Diego State's going away for anybody. I don't think they're laying down at all. At all. At all. I think San Diego State is going to be a handful.
WWE tickets are spoken for now.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Who got them?
Jaron
Eccles.
Jaron did his job.
My guy, you got a 4-pack. Boy, how about that? How about blowing through 50 WWE tickets in like a day and a half?
Yeah, dude. People want it.
And by the way, thanks for sharing your wrestling memories. That's always awesome.
You're wrestling.
Wrestling. We love talking about the old-time wrestlers on this show. I grew up loving wrestling, eating Papa Murphy's pizza.
Yeah, dude.
Use the promo code Monty25. The Monty Show is always presented by The Advocates. TheAdvocates.com. The best injury attorneys in the business. If you've been in an accident, if you got hurt at work, man, I'm seeing all of these questions about workman's comp. You guys, you need an expert. The Advocates have the best workman's comp attorneys in the business. If you're at work and you got hurt or you get hurt, please call the Advocates. It costs you nothing to have a conversation. You can chat with them on their website for free 24/7, theadvocates.com. They never charge you up front. You don't pay the Advocates until they win your case. So you can always count on free consultations. You can always count on, hey, let me just talk to an attorney online for free. Knock it down. Because I know a lot of people don't like getting on the phone. Hey, man, the Advocates totally get that. The Advocates absolutely get that.
Yep.
Advocates.com. Chat with an attorney live online. Whew. What a start to the show. Good hour. Good hour.
Good job by you guys, too.
Jaron Eccles says, bro, I'm all over it. You guys are amazing. Appreciate that. Make sure you guys hit the like button. It really does help the channel grow. Bill G says, Greg R. would love to see that.
Well, I don't know who Greg R. is. But,
Kansas State versus Houston in the finals. Ooh.
That'd be savage.
That's not going to happen.
See, but right there, when I see that, I'm like, oh, yeah, all Big 12 matchup.
Yeah.
Even though it's not technically an all Big 12 matchup.
I think Houston's going to have their hands full. I don't know. Texas, I'm going to go Texas. I think Texas-Houston is, dude. I think I'm going to take San Diego State and Creighton. And then I don't know, man. I'm having a hard time picking Alabama over San Diego State.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's Miller and the gun thing, and
the gun thing.
Maybe I shouldn't, because Alabama's played pretty well. I mean, they rolled Maryland.
Yeah,
rolled Maryland. And I mean, come on. A&M CC was nothing for them.
Yeah.
But San Diego State trounced Furman.
San Diego State's a
rolled
physical
Charleston.
team that plays defense, dude. That's the problem.
They haven't played anybody.
Well,
they haven't played anybody.
Yeah, I know. They haven't played anybody. I know.
They're not going to lay down. I'm telling you right now, that's going to be a huge game. I'm going to take San Diego State, Creighton. I'm going to take Texas, Houston. I think I at that point would wind up with Creighton and Texas. And, man, I think Gonzaga and Arkansas. I think Tennessee and K-State. I think K-State and Arkansas. I think K-State's got a shot, dude. I think K-State's got a legit shot.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, this is why I don't bet on sports.
Yeah.
This is why I don't.
Can't do it.
Yeah. You can't. And I think that's a thing that you're just going to have to, I think you're just going to have to go with it. All these dudes, I'm telling you.
What are we doing here?
We're blocking guys who create fake accounts.
Oh, God, again.
And it got flagged by YouTube. I'm telling you guys, we can keep playing the game, but I'm telling you, it just doesn't. Yeah. Okay. Christopher Shannon says, Izzo is Michigan State's sixth player on the court. He really is.
Mm-hmm.
He really is. Izzo will have Michigan State ready tonight. He will. Michigan State's a tournament team.
Yeah,
there's no doubt about that.
They'll be prepared all day.
No doubt about that. Outside the echo chamber, need Alabama to lose and Houston to win it all.
There you go.
Houston's good. Houston's capable. There's no doubt about that. T-Duck says, Tanner, UCLA greater than Gonzaga. I don't love UCLA, man.
Gonzaga.
I don't. I want them to be good. I just don't
Gonzaga.
love it. CJ Vance says, what's up, guys? Just want to say I really appreciate the afternoon time slot. This is great to listen to at work every day. I appreciate you, CJ.
Let's go,
good
buddy.
to see you, dude. Jeremy Callahan says, San Diego State is no joke. They're not. They will fight.
I'm telling you, dude. They're a physical-ass team.
I'm just worried they haven't been tested. And I know who Alabama is. We all know Alabama's good.
Yeah, they some gun carrying.
Tanner says Gonzaga's winning it all.
Gonzaga.
It'll be okay.
Yeah,
everybody's kind of against me on Creighton, San Diego State. I think Creighton's going to end Princeton's run.
Yeah, Creighton's going to.
Which is great. I mean, Princeton beating Arizona was sensational. But I look at Creighton, NC State, and Baylor. That beating Baylor was no fluke, and Baylor was good. That was a good Baylor team. And I feel like Creighton's going to win that game. Creighton is going to win that game, in my opinion. And Donut says, say teeth are mandatory, Jake.
No.
Jeremy Callahan says, Big Ten hasn't won a men's hoop natty in over 2 decades. I know. Bob Holsey says, if I had money on it, Secretariat would pull up lame. Wow. Okay. You're saying you're cursed. Okay. Tanner says, I'm confident that the Zags are winning it all. You and a lot of other people.
Gonzaga.
A lot of other people. Tanner says, why do you want a UCLA team to be good? Because it's better for college basketball when the Blue Bloods are deep in the tournament.
Yes, it is.
And I think, I don't know that I would maybe saying I want UCLA to be good. I want them to live up to expectations.
Yeah, I just think the tournament's better when you've got a squad like UCLA that's good. It just works.
At some point, the issue is that UCLA's got a lot of injuries up front right now, so they're going to be playing depth. I just think Gonzaga lives on teams like that.
Yeah.
I mean, even when you're 100%, Gonzaga's a real handful. Drew Timme on his own, obviously, but
yes.
You look at the depth and you look at the tenacity that they play with. They're down 10, they're up 10. They play the same style of basketball.
Yeah.
And that's because Mark Few has them playing well. They are well coached. They play really strong non-con games and big moments like the aircraft carrier game against Michigan State.
Yep.
Because they want to be battle tested, because they know. But this year, listen, the St. Mary's was no pushover this year. BYU and Gonzaga have had some interesting games. That's one of the main reasons I think Gonzaga is going to be in the Big 12 is because they have a lot of good heat in that conference.
It just works, dude. It
does.
works.
It does. But I also think that St. Mary's mention I just gave, UConn beat St. Mary's, and that was not a fluke. That was a sound swooping. So I don't, we'll see. We'll see, man. I think it'll be interesting to see how all that plays. It'll be very interesting to see how all that plays. Maury Alvarez. I'm not sure who I want to win more than the Zags or K-State. Go Big 12. I don't know. There's not a team I want to win that's left in the tournament. I mean, do you want Tennessee or FAU?
I don't want Alabama to win.
I don't. I mean, probably UConn. I mean, UConn would be one team. Creighton Schmaten. What do you know about Creighton? I'm not attached to Creighton in any way. Probably San Diego State. I mean, San Diego State, they throw them tortillas. They have really good, passionate fans. It's a great town. It's one of my favorite cities on earth. I love San Diego.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd probably be rooting for San Diego State, but there's just no chance that's going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, the road that they have to go through, I think they can beat Alabama. I think they can beat Creighton. I don't see any way they beat Texas, Xavier, Houston, or Miami.
Yeah.
That side, man, dude, the Midwest, whoever comes out of the Midwest is going to be ready to absolutely punch you in the face. I'm serious. Whoever comes out of the Midwest should absolutely have an advantage.
Yeah.
Because I think it's just very difficult in that side of the bracket. James Knight says a lot of trollers lately. There have been.
You know what it is, James? That is a fact of life when you're growing. A lot when new people find your channel, a lot of the time they just come in here to hate, and then we got to handle them, and it's just
I agree. The Great Dane. How do I get on the Instagram chat? You have to DM Jake. SLC
well, first
Jake.
of all, are you a $9.99 membership guy?
You have to be in our higher tier of membership, $9.99.
Yeah.
And you have to DM Jake, SLC Jake, on Twitter and Instagram. DM him on Instagram. He can add you. Mike Maple says, I can root for any Pac-12 team, old or new. Go Zags. Okay. Brett Burnett says, get a full membership, $10, and get Instagram. Pretty simple.
See, Brent knows the deal.
Nathan Sharp. So should you announce them to the Big 12 the day after they win a natty? That would be
incredible.
That would be gangster.
Imagine Gonzaga sitting up on the stage, and Brett Yormark rolls up, and he's like, okay, so Timmy,
we have some news.
Let
me call up Drew Timmy from Gonzaga. Drew Timmy. I mean, no, that's his full name, Drew Timmy. He's got
Gonzaga.
2 first names for a last name.
Okay,
his parents hated him. They're dicks. It's fine.
Right.
Anyway, Drew Timmy.
Right.
And here's his headband as
Gonzaga.
well. Drew Timmy, congratulations to you and all your Gonzaga teammates.
I like Gonzaga.
Gonzaga was really good this year.
Gonzaga.
The Bulldogs were amazing.
Gonzaga.
I understand you guys had a great year, but I want to congratulate you because we'd like to invite you to the Big 12. Right? Like how
Drew Timmy's holding the trophy.
Mr. Commissioner, I may be the biggest douche in college basketball with 2 first names. But I want you to know it's Gonzaga.
You're a douche.
I paid for this education. Never mind. Hold on. I want to introduce Karen. She was on the Monty Show and ripped him a new butthole because he was saying Gonzaga too.
Gonzaga.
So I will let her go. Do you guys remember
Gonzaga.
that? We have a lot of new listeners. We had a Gonzaga fan.
So probably 6 months ago, we were talking about Gonzaga. And this lady DMs you, correct? Right?
Mm-hmm.
She DMs you, and she's like, hey, man, I went to Gonzaga, and I paid for an education, and it's Gonzaga. Are you just trying to troll and be an asshole? Because you kept saying Gonzaga.
You're either stupid or you're just trying to troll and be a dick. But it's not appreciated. I paid for my education, and you'll respect that.
Gonzaga.
And when I explained to her that if you go to Google pronunciation and you put in the word Gonzaga, Google pronounces it
Gonzaga.
So that's how we pronounce it.
Gonzaga.
And
Gonzaga.
Flip you, lady. She was not amused.
Yeah.
She was not amused.
Anyway.
Not even a little bit.
Yeah.
Not even a little bit.
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot of Gonzaga haters. They're a good basketball team.
Gonzaga.
If you listen, man, if you hate Mark Few, there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you. Matthew Brenning says, make it stop. Make what stop?
Please.
CJ Vance says, go Zag sounds like gonads.
Gonzaga.
Gonads?
Gonzaga.
Hey, Drew Timmy, gonads!
Gonzaga.
Did he just yell something about
was he talking about the Nads or Zags?
What's he talking about my bulls for?
Bulls.
I don't understand it. Bigfoot duck. Are you tall? You should duck. How about they announce it on the podium? That would be unreal. Keenan Hadnot says, go Cougs. Okay. Lance War. These topics are hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay. Dreth Man. UVU is going to win the NIT. Maybe. Gumby Extra Regular says, guys. Bigfoot Duck says, Mike Hawk, no PAC teams left in the NIT. Well, there is that. You know, Tanner Plummer, guys. I want you to know, as the executive producer of the show, who reports to the executive over the executive producer of the show, I'm calling it now. UVU, they're going to win the NIT, bro. Yeah, maybe someday they'll be the weapon that Utah Tech is. You know, it is what it is. Bill G says Gonzaga. It's Gonzaga. I'm not going to entertain your hate. I won't do it. Rick Olson says Coach Few is from Crestwell, Oregon, just down the road from me. Oh, nice, Rick.
Gonzaga.
Tanner Plummer. Guys. Jimmy Kimmel doesn't think Gonzaga University doesn't exist.
Gonzaga.
If that Karen lady knew that she would be creating a campaign to cancel Jimmy Kimmel, she would.
It is what it is.
She would. It is what it be. Journeyman says, how big of a deal would it be for a current and future Big 12 team getting into the championship game playing against each other?
It'd be epic, dude.
That would be, again, it would be gangster. A Gonzaga Houston would be awesome for the Big 12. Now, for the Pac-12, I don't know that it'd be that awesome. I don't know that it would be that awesome.
No, probably not.
I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I could absolutely be wrong. But you're never wrong when you go to trydaytrading.com and sign up for their 10-day trial membership. Dudes, we told you about this. Trydaytrading.com is back on the show. They have a $10 membership just for Monty Show viewers. All you have to do is go to trydaytrading.com, and there's a box that says sign up for the $10 membership. They take that $10 and they give it to charity. And at the end of that 30-day trial membership, if it's not for you, cool, I'm out. You get a charitable donation, which, by the way, is a tax write-off. Your education for your career is a tax write-off. So what do you really have to lose here? It's $10 to change the rest of your life. And I know that I got a lot of questions last night about the market and day trading. I think what a lot of people don't understand, and this is why you need to go to trydaytrading.com. When the market is down or the market is up, day trading is absolutely the value play. You're going to make money. Every day in this country, there are day traders who went through the trydaytrading.com program that are making thousands of dollars. So ask yourself, how much money are you going to make today? Did you make $1,000? Oh, you didn't. Trydaytrading.com. Take advantage of the $10 membership. Go at your pace. Learn what you want to learn. Build a side hustle. Are you tired of flipping through, Amazon, I'm door dashing today, I got to drive Uber? Why are you doing that? Did your side hustle make you hundreds of dollars today? No, it didn't. TryDayTrading.com. That's the beauty of day trading. That's the beauty of day trading with TryDayTrading.com. It's a $10 membership, and there's no obligation. You simply take 20 seconds to fill out a form, click the Monty Show in the dropdown. Hey, how did you hear about us? The Monty Show. And you're in. It's that simple. And the best part is they're going to go through the program with you. They're going to mentor you. They're going to teach you how to be one of the best day traders on the planet, because that's what Day Trading does.
Yeah.
So everybody who's like, day trading's volatile. Of course it's volatile. But when you use the system and you understand the methods that TryDayTrading.com is teaching you, it's not volatile.
Yeah.
because you're working within a system. You have a plan. You are educated. You are a professional trader now. So you're making thousands of dollars a day. Oh, you want to do it part-time, you're making hundreds of dollars a day. But the thing you got to stop doing is waking up every day and saying, my boss is a dick. I hate this job. Why am I driving to work here? Hey, I'm going to call in sick today. Stop wasting your time with that and get on to building the life that you've always dreamed about at TryDayTrading.com. $10 membership. Make sure you tell me you heard about it on the Monty Show. TryDayTrading.com. Bill G.
Let's go, Bill.
Let's go, Bill G.
Go.
Travis Hinton.
Let's go.
Let's go. Travis Hinton. Let's go. Love all the new members. Thanks for being here. Let's see. Huge ass.
See what he did there.
See what he did there? Huge ass. You know, UVU's going to win the NIT, he says.
Right.
Okay. Drethman says Kurt Meyer's UVU should be in the MM. I don't know what that means. Tanner Plummer says there's no such thing as a wrong bracket for this team. Okay. Okay. You know, I am there. Let's see. Matthew Brenning says Bucked Up sponsor time yet?
You just want us to chug the Bucked Up. That's what it is.
I am not chugging the Bucked Up
You
today.
want us to chug the Bucked Up and have a bunch of fun, and, you know, that's just not going to happen today.
Miami Bucked Up is the hardest flavor to get your hands on because it is, and I'm not even exaggerating, it is in high demand. Miami. It's really hard to get. I finally got a case of it. We drank it. I had one left, and yesterday on the show, I chugged it for you guys. So now I'm on to one of my favorite flavors, which is Gin and Juice.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm going to enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to be chugging it.
There you go. See?
I'm not doing it.
You got this. It's the sipper, you know, just the sipper.
I will not be bullied into this. I simply will not do it. Here on the Monty Show, if you're just tuning in, the biggest stories in sports, as always, we have them on the program for you. I think today there's no doubt about it. It is this story with ESPN and the Pac-12.
Yeah.
This is a big deal because if ESPN is going to be a part of the Pac-12 TV deal, this is what they're willing to do. I was told today by a source at ESPN that they are not willing to put a penny more into this. And I think the biggest issue is that ESPN is not looking for a volume of content from the Pac-12. I think they'd like 2 football games a week, and that's really it. They're not willing to do a studio show. One of the things that Pac-12 asked for was specialty Pac-12 programming. ESPN's not going to do that. And when you look at ESPN's current business model, they repurpose their talent now. These layoffs that ESPN is going through because of Disney mean that they're going to have less human resources available to them. So they're going to repurpose their talent. And that does not mean new studio shows. That does not mean 5 games a week with the Pac-12.
Right.
It means 2 games a week. One on the ABC, ESPN family of networks, and one in their digital package, which is either the app, the .com, or both. That's it. That's what we are told is what ESPN is after. They're willing to do $90 million a year on a 5-year deal, and that is the extent of it. And
rough.
I think it is one of those things that, you know, when you look at the way that this goes, you really have to consider that the Pac-12 is in a tough situation.
Yeah.
You really are in a tough situation. I don't see any way that you can, and this is just my opinion, I don't see any way that those numbers are sustainable from ESPN to the Pac-12. And I think this is why Apple TV has become such a major player. But again, I think you can almost toss out the idea of getting $30 to $40 million a year.
Yeah.
I don't see how that happens. And maybe I'm completely wrong, and maybe this catches everybody off guard. I don't see any way that the Pac-12 ends up with a deal that's equal to or superior to the Big 12's money. I just don't. And even if it is Apple, ask yourself, is Apple willing to pay $300 million a year for Pac-12 football, for 5 games a week in football? Dude, I don't know how you do that. I really don't know how you do that. It is something that, in my mind, when these games are important and it's Oregon and Utah, that's a game you want.
Yeah.
But are you paying $300 million for that? Because I'm telling you now, Washington and Oregon State doesn't move the needle. I mean, Arizona State and whoever Deion's playing, okay, this year that'll fly. But when this new TV deal kicks off in a year, because remember, it doesn't cover this upcoming season. It's for the 2024-2025 season. Then what happens? Because if Deion doesn't win this year, if they have another wreck of a season, which I don't think they will, I mean, Colorado becomes a really important figure to the Pac-12.
Yes.
But if you only get $22 million a year, is Colorado going to be in the Pac-12? Boy, I think that's a really dicey proposition.
Yeah.
I think that is a real problem. And the answer to that question is I really don't know. Because when I look at exactly what is happening and what we are looking at, man, I think that's a scary, scary deal. By the way, watch along with us as K-State and Michigan State tip off here in 5 minutes on TBS. You can keep us on in the background because we'll all be watching the game together. I think it's going to be fantastic. But, when I look at this, I'm curious what you guys think ultimately. I'd love your predictions. You guys always ask us, well, hey, what do you guys think is going to happen? Why don't we flip that around and say, what do you guys think is going to happen?
And what do you want to happen?
What are your predictions about where this goes? And what are your predictions about how this all ends up?
Yeah.
Sam Lott, what's up with you, my guy? He says, afternoon, fellas, go UVU basketball. Everybody's excited. I love it.
We are all on the UVU train.
Well, you know what? I mean, the NIT is absolutely something that I think is critically important. And in this state, obviously, when you look at UVU, I don't think anybody realizes just how significant UVU is. I mean, you're essentially on, right? You're essentially on the BYU campus, if we're being honest, right? I mean, you're there, dude. So I mean, you're in a really good location. You, in my opinion, serve a really big role for people that don't want to live the BYU lifestyle, a Chast lifestyle, and an honor code. Like it serves a really significant space and time.
Mm-hmm.
So for UVU taking on UAB, what is that? I guess when was that? Monday or Tuesday, I think. You're in a really significant situation here. So I'm excited for UVU. I just am more excited for the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
So I don't know exactly. I mean, when you get to the NIT semifinal, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's
a good
great
accomplishment. Yeah.
I wish I was excited about the NIT, but I will be honest with you and say I'm not at all excited about it.
What is the NIT? It is the tournament for not good enough.
Exactly. Sam Lott says, exactly, Monty, I'd rather have Mark Madsen up on the hill than Craig Smith. Well, that's a really interesting question, too, because I think it's one of those deals where, bro, it is, how shall we say? Utah men's basketball is a disaster, and you got to figure it out because the Lady Utes are going to roll. They're absolutely going to roll. The Great Dane says, I want the Holy War every year. I think everybody does. Exactly right. Sam Lott says it's Tuesday night for the NIT. Thank you. Thank you. Bigfoot says, we have been talking about where us, the fans, think the PAC is going to end up earlier in the chat board. But what do you guys think will happen? Do you guys believe that they get to Big 12 money? Does the Pac-12 find a way to get $300 million? Because, Jake, I just don't know how that happens.
Yeah, I just don't see a path, and that's kind of where I'm at with the whole thing. I don't see a path to the money, which means I definitely don't see a path to survival in your current form, which means you're going to be a G5 conference sooner rather than later, in my opinion. So, yeah, I mean, I think that it's cool that you're living on this idea that, oh, everything's going great, and our presidents are, coming out and saying that, oh yeah, it's good enough for us to survive. It's good enough for us to move forward. Like, okay, cool, dude. Like you're reinforcing everything that we've kind of been saying, which is, hey, yeah, you're probably going to find a way to get a deal done. A deal. Yeah. But it's not going to be some robust, get you into a better place type situation. And that's the problem. I
think it is. I think that's really interesting. I think in the that's the other thing here is you're not hearing anybody say, man, this is going to be a great deal. This is going to be awesome.
George did an awesome job, and my God, like
you're hearing good enough. You're hearing acceptable. You're hearing not what we had hoped for.
You're reading that a deal is going to be done soon.
Yeah. And I think now we understand it. This little news bite from ESPN today, our sources at ESPN, is one of those things that you start to understand that this really fills in a lot of the question marks about where the money's been.
It brings substance to everything, right? Like, because what I think is interesting, and I would encourage everyone to keep this in mind, that the Pac-12 releases this statement, a month ago probably or so now? Time flies, so I think that was like 3 weeks ago maybe.
Yeah.
Where they released this statement saying, oh yeah, we're confident in our media partners, and the deal is going to be good enough, and the Pac-12 schools are united, and we're all moving forward together. And at that time, we all said, yeah, this is a joke. You're just kind of, you're doing damage control, right? That was kind of the reaction. But then what happens? Then we get everybody starting to talk. Ray Anderson and President Robbins and, President Randall and Mark Harland and like all these people. And it just goes to show you that they've known, I guarantee you they've known this ESPN number for a minute. I guarantee you they know that they don't have more than that right now, which is why I think we're struggling. Like, I think that we're as a conference, they are struggling because they don't see how they're going to cover $210 million in TV revenue gap from the Big 12. And the problem is, the Big 12 is $20-25 million a year short of the Big 10. So not only are you way short,
is that?
but do you see what I mean?
The disparity in revenue in college athletics is ridiculous.
If you compare the Pac to the Big 10, I mean, it's embarrassing. I mean, like if you take everything out of the picture, and you just said to someone, "Hey, this conference is getting this much a year. This conference is getting next to nothing a year." What are they going to say? Well, that's not a great conference.
But that's what we've always talked about with the Big 12 is it now I think in the last couple of weeks, now Brett Yormark has really put the finished product on their stability. The Big 12 is not in any danger.
No.
Because there's just not a lot of incentive outside of $100 million a year to leave the Big 12. And certainly I think the Pac-12 has been crippled to a point where no Big 12 schools are going to leave. But if you look at the disparity financially, I mean, the SEC is getting $50 million a school minimum, right? The Big Ten's getting $75 to $100 million minimum. You look at those numbers, man, and you look at like what's left. Look at who's getting the shares in the NCAA tournament, dude. That's why like Kansas losing is a big deal.
Yeah,
that costs the Big 12 money, right? Like this K-State game that's about to tip off is big money for the Big 12. Like these secondary conferences, like the Big 12, like the Pac-12, that's big dollars, dude.
Yes.
That is big dollars. Because if you're in the Big 10 and yeah, we don't do this, or Michigan State lost, hey, good job, guys.
Neato.
Right? That's the real issue here.
I need more K-State locker room rap music, everyone dancing videos after this game tonight.
Yep. By the way, I see like 5 people asking how to join the membership. I put a link in there. I'll put it right back in here now.
Put another one.
You guys, there's the link. If you want to become members, we have 2 tiers, $1.99. Get you shouted out in the comments. We read all of our member comments before we read non-members. $9.99 a month. If you take the upper tier, gets you into our members-only Instagram chat, and it is spectacular.
Yeah.
I think anybody in the room that's a member of our upper tier will tell you it's well worth the $10. We put all of our exclusive information in there. We give away prizes. We give you invites to our events. But hey, it's up to you. We appreciate you guys just being here watching. That is for certain. Outside the echo chamber, it was over 50 million if you listen to Tony Altimore, is that who you're talking about? I should go and read. I should. Tanner Plummer, only the sleeping giant Utah Tech can save the Pac-12. Not. Bro, Tanner.
Oh my God, dude.
I cannot wait until Utah Tech is in a much stronger position because their facilities are amazing. They're recruiting at a higher level.
And then you're going to say, I told you so.
I am going to remind you. I'm going to say, we told you so. And then Tanner's going to say, you're only saying I told you so. Well, I don't know what to tell you. I don't.
I told you so, and there's a double standard.
Mike Stoenberg. Says UVU is really good this year. They are. But by the way, look at Mike with like an actual picture of himself.
Is that a normal default picture?
Now, Mike, you're not as good looking as I am, right? But you're a good looking dude, man. Congratulations on a normal avatar.
I just want to thank you all.
And then there's Bigfoot Doc. No way will they get what they want. I still think this is a business killer. Everybody knows has their place arranged and are just waiting for the right time to announce movement.
Yes.
Who's the first one to bail on the Pac-12? Because I'm telling you, I think the first school out is Arizona.
I agree.
I think Arizona is the first school out the door.
I think they're sleeping. I think that nobody thinks they're going to be the first one out. Everyone thinks it's going to be Oregon.
I would agree.
And I think that the Big Ten is still trying to figure out this commissioner thing, and they've got some housekeeping to do. So Oregon's chilling for a minute.
Yep, totally agree. Absolutely agree. Sam Walter says, I predict the Pac will be fine slightly below or above the Big 12, and all the doomers like you guys will backtrack and have some excuse for why you weren't wrong. Dude, if we were wrong about it, we will, and I don't know that we've ever been completely wrong on a story. But if we are wrong about it and they get equal Pac-12, Big 12 money, I will happily eat crow. As somebody that is passionate about Pac-12 football, I would love to see it survive and thrive.
Yeah.
Right now, I just don't see a way that happens because if you don't have a P5 team to add as the Big 12 did, and I'm not a doom and gloom guy. I think you guys know we are the truth in sports talk. We are unbiased on this show. We are not affiliated with any of the teams or the conferences. I have no reason. We report the facts as we get them. We've been in this business a long time, man.
Yeah.
I've worked in sports talk for 30 years. I just happen to know a lot of people. And the people at ESPN are telling me, hey, this is where we're at. We are not going to budge on $90 million. And if it's $90 million, if it's $450 million over 5 years, this is what this makes. And by the way, I would remind you, this makes absolute sense with what we've previously reported. That the Big 12 is at 31.7. The Pac-12 is at $22 million a year. You're getting $9 million a year per school from ESPN. You're going to get $13 million a year from a streamer. And the question I ask you is, and I'm serious about this.
Yeah.
I want to have this conversation. Where does the other, and if you're, listen, where does the other $28 million come from? Where does the other, like, if you're, and let's just use $9 million.
Yeah.
Okay. Where does the other, what would that be? $21.5 million come from? Where I don't know where that money comes from. Because if you're Apple TV, are you really going to cut a check? Because they've never done a partial deal where we'll take just half of your games or 2 of your games.
Right, yeah, which is a huge problem for the Pac.
Which, by the way, let's say Apple does say we'll take 2 of your games.
Yeah.
Do you think they're going to outstroke ESPN for that? Wouldn't they want to pay similar to what ESPN's paying? Okay, so now you're at $18 million.
Right.
Well, now you don't have any more football inventory, so who's going to be that other third tier? So now you're at $18 million.
Yes.
So that math doesn't add up, right? Okay. Well, let's say you get $9 million from ESPN, and let's say that Amazon gives you a Friday night game of the week package.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How much is that Friday night game of the week package worth? I don't think it's worth $9 million a year. I don't think it's worth $90 million total per season. Let's say they overpay for it. Okay, so that's 2 games on ESPN, 1 game, that's 3 games, and you're at $18 million. It still doesn't add up.
Yeah.
What makes sense is that you have a situation where ESPN is going to take 2 games a week, and my guess is that either Apple or Amazon steps up and takes the rest of those games, those other 3 games. And I could see Amazon doing that. I can't see Apple doing that.
Yeah.
But even with Amazon, I don't know that that's their appetite for a whole slate of games. I don't know that makes a lot of sense. Because I think their sports people have said in interviews, but by the way, on the Marchand podcast,
yeah,
I think Ms. Donahoe said on the podcast, hey, we're engaging with Major League Baseball, with the NBA. Like,
Yeah.
so they have other money they want to spend in other places, so it doesn't make sense.
Yes.
As we've reported,
Yes.
we've been told by TV sources that Amazon wants a game of the week. We were the first ones to have Friday Night Football, Pac-12 football on Amazon.
That's what I'm saying. Like you can't have, again, you can't have philosophical differences in your conference on whether you should be streaming your TV. So you can't have those differences. You then can't have a situation where your product's not valued. So that's strike two. And then you're going to have a situation where you have other conferences competing for your schools. So I'm saying, like, we can sit here and say, yeah, hey, maybe the PAC's around in 5 years. But the reason I'm not confident they're around in 2 years in this like format is because there's no way out. There's no escape hatch. There's no like, yes, we're doing this. So let's say
Exactly.
9 million from ESPN, 9 million from Apple, and 3 million from Amazon, let's say, for whatever reason, as random as that would be. Okay, cool. You figured out how to survive. But now what? Now all the other conferences are going to walk away from you. There's going to be this massive value gap. So that's what I'm saying. If you get a deal done, okay, it delays the inevitable, but at some point, you gotta pay up.
You gotta pay up.
You got like you're not like you're just like that's the best way to say it, in my opinion. You're delaying the inevitable because if you have to pay up, because at some point these schools are going to get tired of not making money that now SC and UCLA are going to make.
Yep, totally agree. I think you're exactly right. Our NCAA tournament updates on the Monty Show presented by Quick Quack Car Wash. 6 minutes in, and it's a shootout, 12-10. K-State number 3 against Michigan State number 7. And K-State has really controlled the game. Michigan State continues to fight hard. We haven't even settled into this game. You can see there are nerves on both sides. Wholesale substitutions are coming for Michigan State, which is very Tom Izzo because his club continues to turn the ball over. So we'll keep you up to date on that. 12-10, 6 minutes into the game, K-State leads Michigan State. And we'll keep you up to date on that. Our tournament updates brought to you by the best car wash in the business, Quick Quack Car Wash. Anytime you hear Quick Quack Car Wash, you know that it's a really good car wash. Bring your kids, too, because they have all kinds of colors and lights inside the tunnel. They can help you vacuum. Quick Quack has great vacuums. They give you one for the rug, and they give you another one for your cup holders and your seats. You get damp towels, and you get really friendly, smiling customer service at Quick Quack Car Wash. Make sure you tell them you heard about it on the Monty Show. Country Roads, 5150. Country Road. Take me home. Anyway, gives us a $10 tip to say the Pac-12 is dead. When West Virginia gets more than Utah and Arizona, you are dead. You're in a dead conference. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But again, I also don't think we need to sit here and bury, bury West Virginia. West Virginia, I think West Virginia is in a, geographically speaking, in a region that is very down. I think their educational scores reflect a lot of that. They are serving a populace that nobody else has the ability to serve. West Virginia is a good institution. I think they are in an awkward fit in the Big 12. That's just my opinion.
Yes.
In Country Roads, maybe you agree or disagree. I don't know. We'll see. Curtis Middleton says Michigan State is going to win by double digits. Well, it's been kind of a crazy start to that game.
It's a little early to be smoking weed.
Okay.
It's a little early to be on the drugs.
I agree. Bigfoot Duck says, I agree with Monty. Hey, Monty.
Hey, Monty.
That half the pack is about money, and there are 3-4 universities that are about the exposure and 2 or 3 that are about the higher education. And I think this is the frustration for Utah fans is I think Utah is in about academics. They are. They're about academics, dude, and I think that's a really tough pill for a lot of people to swallow.
Yes.
I do. Matthew Brenning says, time to order some Papa Murphy's pizza and watch the conference burn to the ground.
Let's go. Get those meatballs, bro.
That's awesome. That is awesome. And donuts. PAC media deal looks like Swiss cheese, not quite blue cheese yet. Ooh, close. Mike Hawk. What's up, Mike? Monty, my wife won't let me buy subscribers. How do I subscribe? Here's how you subscribe. Here's a link for you, Mike Hawk. Right there. Come on. There you go. You can subscribe right there.
Yeah.
As little as $1.99 a month. Big Jack 512 says GG here.
Look at me.
Okay. G. Lee. Oregon and Washington can go independent until they get into the Big Ten. How? Because we've talked about this on the show, and I think this is actually a really interesting conversation with Oregon specifically.
Yeah.
I don't think Washington can go independent. I don't think they have the pull. I don't think they have the respect. I don't. Oregon has Nike, and Nike can make deals. Nike can play matchmaker with, all of their other Nike schools. I think it makes a little bit of sense. Nike will fund that.
Yeah.
I think that Oregon has value to TV partners, but the question is $10 million a year. Does ESPN pay Oregon $10 million a year? I don't think they do. So are you going to leave the Pac-12 to make less money than you are already making? Because let's say Oregon gets, or the Pac-12 gets $22 million a year.
Yeah.
Are you going to leave to take a pay cut to be independent? And then you got to schedule on your own, and then you have to affiliate on your own.
What you're going to do is you're going to leverage Georgie Poo with your grant of rights, and you're going to say, hey, there's an out clause after 2 years.
Or you're going to say, okay, that's great, but we're going to take $30 million a year, and somebody else is going to take less.
That's right.
That's what Oregon's going to do.
Yeah.
Because Oregon's not a fit in the Big 12. They're not. That feels awkward.
Yeah.
The problem with the Big 10 is they don't have the revenue to pay new members. So if you look at their deal, what school in that conference is going to take less money to get Oregon and Washington in the Big 10?
Nobody.
So you're going to have to do a deal with an Apple or and I could see Oregon doing that with Google, YouTube TV. I could see that. Mm-hmm. I can't see Washington do that because I don't believe that Washington pulls like that.
But isn't that the future, of negotiations? And I don't mean future as in, next week. I mean, 5 years from now. Shouldn't all these schools just be negotiating their media deals on their own? Shouldn't you, at some point, shouldn't you be able to negotiate directly with YouTube TV instead of having to go through, your Mark who negotiates with them, then comes back to you, and then goes back. You shouldn't. It's just so archaic, in my opinion.
It really is.
The way they do it.
It really is. And I think it's one of those things that you just start to figure out pretty quickly that your brand is not as valuable as you want it to be and think it is.
Yeah.
Because that's the reality of it. You start having these conversations with yourself. And all of a sudden, you're like, damn, the reality is not what I thought it was.
Yeah.
That's the hardest conversation to have. And so you wind up, playing the imposter syndrome game. Am I really worth that much? No, I'm not worth that much money.
Don't play intramurals, brother.
Independence is, Bill G. I think this is exactly right. Problem with going independent is scheduling. It isn't.
Yeah.
But this is what makes BYU athletic director Tom Homo such a freaking machine.
Put on a clinic.
His scheduling was unbelievable. Don't want us in the Pac-12? Oh, okay. Well, how about we just play all of your teams and beat them? Because that was essentially their plan. Yeah. And ESPN helped them schedule. It's crazy. Lopespan Gabe says, so Mike equals Dreth, right? Apparently.
Is that what's happening?
Yeah. Yeah, but I handled it. Bill G, I already read that one. Not to mention the lack of a media contract. Yeah. Kay Nurin, Utah and Stanford are going to the Big Ten. But why is Utah going to the Big Ten? And the thing that's hard for Utah fans to say out loud is you belong in the Big 12. That's the natural fit.
Yes.
And you want to win? Go to the Big 12. You want to win right away? Go to the Big 12.
I don't understand the whole thing of, oh my God, we'll never fit in the Big 12. I just have never understood the hate, dude.
Yeah, man, that's a truck stop conference.
Yeah, they're too busy shoveling piles of crap out there in Stillwater. They have no business being in our, AAU certified research institution, rocket ship, NASA level schools.
But here's the problem. There's truck stops all over Utah, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah, have you ever heard of this little place called Maverick, Adventure's First Stop?
Yeah, Connor Tulin says, sup, Monty? I'm at the Knicks Magic game with my aunt. Let's go.
Hey, Monty.
Let's go.
Let's go, Connor.
Love that.
Dude, send me a picture, bro. Tweet at us.
Love that.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, wow. Wow. Breaking news.
I'm so bricked up right now.
This is a pretty big story, actually. Breaking news on the Monty program.
Hey, Monty.
Adam Schefter.
Oh, Schefter.
ESPN. Las Vegas Aces and Raiders owner Mark Davis. Okay, you don't know the story yet. Is he dead?
No, he's not dead. He's in the hospital.
Announced today that 7-time Super Bowl champion Tom Brady has acquired an ownership interest in the world champion WNBA Las Vegas Aces. Tom Brady has bought a minority share of the Las Vegas Aces.
Good for him.
Jake, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think this is what athletes do, and really billionaires, because Tom's a billionaire. This is what they do, man. They you want to buy a share here, share there. You're just making investments and trying to make money on those investments. That's what it is. So, yeah.
I think it's a really smart equity play, frankly, for Tom Brady, because obviously with the FTX loss that he suffered, with the dude, and there are a lot of people who believe that Tommy and Jizzy and actually 10 to the hour every hour on the Monty program.
Hey, Monty.
Football 50. Football, your balls. Who do you guys side with in the Tommy Jizzy thing? Who do you guys side with here? Because I think Gisele Bündchen is taking an unfair amount of heat in this divorce. I don't think it's her fault. She had an interesting quote that I think is really important, where she talked about the death of her marriage. She said, first of all, the divorce with Tom Brady was, quote, the death of my dream. You give everything you've got to achieve your dream. You give 100% of yourself, and it's heartbreaking when it doesn't end up the way you hoped for and worked for, but you can only do your part. End quote, Gisele Bündchen to Vanity Fair,
yes,
was it?
I believe. Vanity Fair, or it might have been Variety.
Variety,
I think it was.
And the other thing that I think is so interesting here,
yeah,
is that she has been rumored to be dating this billionaire who owns the Fontainebleau Hotel in Miami and was really close friends with, dude, you got to be kidding me.
Bro,
Lamar Jackson now tweeting, my business partner and I will be dropping the entire gym this summer.
What the hell does that mean?
He says his business partner's name is Ken. It's apparently, dude, what is Lamar Jackson doing? It is a mobile gym that you can take to a football field and lift and do. So this is your thing, and I'll just hold it up it's a mobile gym thing. Lamar, what are you doing? Lamar, are you guys, what are you doing? This is what he's announcing today with his business partner, who apparently has been the guy going around.
What a joke, dude. I mean, this is
embarrassing now.
This is embarrassing now. I mean, there's no other way around it.
And if you didn't see it earlier, Adam Schefter had news about a memo from the NFL Management Council that talked about how somebody named Ken Francis was calling around on behalf of Lamar Jackson, trying to get teams to engage in negotiations, but that this Ken Francis character is not a certified agent. And in the memo, in the third paragraph, they reminded them that you cannot negotiate with a non-certified agent and that Lamar does not have one. And so the only person you can negotiate on Lamar Jackson with is Lamar Jackson. This is embarrassing now.
Yeah.
Anyway, I digress. Back to Gisele Bündchen. She had to deny this rumor that she was banging one of Tom's best friends, this billionaire. They're not dating. She had to deny this rumor she was banging a jiu-jitsu instructor in Costa Rica. She said that was never the case. Do you believe her, first of all, and do you think she's taken an unjust amount of heat here?
I mean, I think she's. I'm not sure I'm ready to say it's unjust amount of heat. I think that when you're a billionaire, the media follows you, and I think that, there always had to be a consideration for how much heat you were going to take divorcing Tom Brady for what appeared to be him playing football too long, and I know that that's simplifying it, and that's obviously not the whole story, but I think that's largely what the media tried to portray this as, is that she was tired of him playing football, and wanted him to retire, and he refused, and so they divorced, and now we're here. And I think that there's always more to the story, but at the same time, what really at the end of the day happened? Well, he retired the first time. He then unretires. He then gets divorced. He then goes on and chases a Super Bowl and does his thing, and now he's actually retired. And I think it's kind of hard to get away if you're Gisele from a media standpoint from that narrative. I mean, nobody's ever going to know like the fights they had or have that kind of access. But I do think it's very interesting that Tom this week came out. You know, you guys know that he's doing this greatest roast of all time where he's going to go on Comedy Central and they're going to roast him and he's going to have a bunch of fun with it. But he put guidelines on it to say, hey, you cannot do any joke about my family, and that includes Gisele. So, to me, like, I think they're clearly on good terms. I just think that we're obsessing over who she's dating, and we're obsessing over what business Tom is doing because he's a dude and she's a female. Like, that's just what we do.
Yeah, and that's why I say, it feels dirty. I mean, but this is what we do as dudes. Like this. Yeah. Did you guys see the story in Boston? This WEEI radio host made an unfortunate remark about Mina Kimes' boobs that turned out to be a racial slur that got him suspended for a week. Like, it's unbelievable what we as men do when we sexualize women.
Yeah.
And I think that's exactly what this smear campaign.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's weighing on her. She talked about the fact that it is really weighing on her.
I think that the media would love for her to be in another relationship already or like be dating someone or whatever.
Yeah, I would agree.
Like, I think that there's a big time thirst. And you know, I understand TMZ's got a job to do, but I think it's outlets like TMZ that hunt for this type of thing and have made a living on this type of thing that really push it forward. And I think it's unfortunate because I'm sure that she's not a bad person, but again, when it's Tom Brady, it becomes a bigger deal no matter what. If we were talking about some average Joe,
that's interesting.
We wouldn't really be talking about you, but it's Tom Brady, and he's accomplished a lot.
Yep, I agree. Curtis Middleton says Tom is going to pull a Michael Jordan and come out of retirement. I don't think so.
No.
I think it's done. Bob Holsey, a member of the program. Brady can play for Prime. People will watch. Well,
right.
You know that. Kurt Myers says, why could Jizzy just have a trophy husband and just go with it? Because she was unhappy. And she deserves to be happy. You know what I'm saying? Did she take a dump on Tom's pillow? Wow.
No, I don't think so, dude.
I don't know. Big Jack 512 says, are boobies racist now? Well, they had a segment that was about alcohol that they called the Nips segment about drinking alcohol. And he, of course, sexualized it and tried to make a comment about Mina Kimes that just turned out to be a disaster.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Outside the echo chamber, and Donut says, hard to relate with billionaires. It is. Outside the echo chamber says she's getting hers like she should.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Ooh. Wow. Like she should. What does that mean?
No, he's saying that, hey, like, if she wants to go and do that, she has every right to go and do that.
Oh,
like,
okay, yeah.
I'm saying that when I read that, I take that as, hey, like, by the way, she's pretty damn successful, too. Like, it's Gisele Bündchen we're talking about. It's not some average Joe. So, she should be able to go and do what she wants. Dude, if you want to go and bang your jiu-jitsu instructor, be my guest. If you want to bang Tom's billionaire friend, be my guest. I don't have any issue with it, dude. Like, go and do it. If I was a billionaire, I'd probably be having some fun,
But
too.
isn't this, and not to take this too far, but look at Britney Spears. Britney Spears now is a cartoon character. Her kids don't want to be known as her kids because she's constantly out hoeing. And she's naked on Instagram. And I think Gisele Bündchen has attained a level of class.
Prestige.
And prestige, thank you. A level of prestige. I don't want to see her out banging her jiu-jitsu instructor. And if she is, I don't want to know about it. Because frankly, it's none of my business.
But that's precisely my point. You're going to know about it because it's Gisele.
And I don't disagree with that. Football 50-10 of the hour, every hour, presented by our good friends at Papa Murphy's Pizza. Make sure you use the promo code Monty25 to get 25% off. your purchase of $25 or more on a double bacon cheddar.
Fresh out of Papa Murphy's kitchen, the limited time double bacon cheddar pizza.
Actually, it's fresh out of my oven.
Dad, it's just an expression.
Mozzarella, crispy bacon, and Canadian bacon with nacho cheddar cheese sauce. Now that is an expression.
At Papa Murphy's, we make great pizza, so you can make the pizza great.
In my oven.
Order now at papamurphys.com.
Papa Murphy's Pizza presents football at 50-10 of the hour. Every hour on the Monty Show. Curtis Middleton says Curtis Middleton donated $9.99 to the Monty Show. Okay.
All right.
But that's actually not true.
Yeah.
Curtis, what are you doing, man? Let's see. Mike Hawk says Tom Bradley in the Pac-12. Okay. I don't know. Hello. She should have just let Tom play and be the man in the house. She straight up said in this article she did not have any input or assert any pressure on him to retire. Believe her or don't. But she said it's ridiculous. You can't try to make somebody do what you want them to do. You can only make your feelings known.
But yeah, we should move on.
Why?
Because that is some BS. That is absolutely BS, dude.
Okay.
You're Tom Brady's wife.
Mm-hmm.
If you say, hey, I'm not trying to make you do anything you don't want to do, but by the way, yeah, if we're going to have a conversation if you don't retire.
Well, yeah.
Like, come on, dude.
I know what you mean, says the guy who's not married, because a lot of times that's how it goes. That is how it goes. The Great Dane says, wow, was that about football? Haha, what the hell? Well, it was about football.
Yeah.
Matt Merle says she belongs to the streets.
Matt.
Tanner Plummer says, Tanner Plummer donated $100,000 to the Monty Show. We don't take checks.
$100,000 won't fix the double standard, okay?
He says, see, I can do it too.
Right.
David Bauer says, if ESPN is offering $90 million per year for 2 games a week, why should Amazon offer any more than $45 million a year for 1 game per week? I don't know. Because as we've told you, ESPN does not view Amazon as a competitor.
Yeah.
And we told you that back in October. And it's worked out perfectly for them.
Yeah, and by the way, if I'm Amazon, I'm not trying to pay every school a certain amount every year.
No.
I'm not trying to do that. But I'm trying to pay a flat fee to get 1 game a week. I don't care who the schools are, right? Like, I mean, and that's the other thing. When you're a streamer, it works differently than when you're a traditional television company, where again, you don't care if they're in Poughkeepsie or San Diego, man. You care that they're on people's phones, which they are nationally if they're on Amazon.
NCAA tournament updates on the Monty Show presented by Quick Quack Car Wash. Make sure when you go to your local Quick Quack Car Wash, they're all independently owned and operated. Great entrepreneurs. Make sure you tell them you heard about it on the Monty Show. Michigan State 24, K-State 20, 6 minutes to go in the first half. This has been kind of an ugly basketball game.
Yeah.
This has not been a well-played game. This has not been an aesthetically pleasing game. There has been a lot of sloppy basketball, a lot of guys on the floor. And I don't know if it's nerves. I would be surprised if an Izzo team was full of nerves, but Michigan State has not executed.
No.
Because they could very easily be up 10 points here. And by the way, K-State could easily be up 10 points as well. This has been a very odd game.
Yeah.
6:06 to go. 24 now, 21. Michigan State leads K-State in the NCAA tournament. We'll keep you up to date as that game goes down here on the Monty Show, which, as always, is presented by The Advocates, theadvocates.com, the best injury attorneys in the business. By the way, again, I got a DM asking me if the Advocates truly are the best in the business at workman's comp. Dude,
hey guys,
don't take my word for it, man. Reach out to the Advocates and ask them, because I'm telling you now that the Advocates are absolutely the best in the business. There's a reason that they don't ask you to pay them up front. There are no consultation fees. There are no big retainers. No, at the Advocates, you don't pay until they win your case. So you can chat with an attorney free online 24/7 at theadvocates.com. If you're in Utah, utahadvocates.com. They're just good people. I've known Matt Driggs, one of the founding partners at the Advocates, for over 10 years. He has supported our show, very, very well. So when you need an attorney, when you've been injured in an auto accident, if somebody knocked you off your bike, if you tripped down a sidewalk, if you got hurt at work, I'm telling you, the Advocates are there. You didn't deserve to get injured, man, but you do deserve for somebody to fight for you. That's why they call themselves the Advocates. Mike Hawk says, thank you, Jacob Reed, for the membership. Oh, did we get gifted memberships? Yes, we did.
Okay.
Jacob Reed.
Okay.
Let's go.
Let's go. Turn up.
Let's go.
Let's
Jacob
go,
Reed.
Man.
You're a stud, Jacob
Start
Reed.
the 5
Appreciate
o'clock
you,
hour
man.
strong, baby.
Curtis Middleton.
Welcome, sir.
Let's go, Curtis Middleton. Appreciate you. Again, Mike Hawk. Let's go. Appreciate you guys. And this is what this show has turned into.
The show grows.
It is absolutely turned into people helping people and a community of people that sticks together. Love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. Greg Hawkins says, howdy, casuals, provocative show title today. Well, I mean, since you said so.
Yeah.
Let's see. The Great Dane. One else noticed that last night's Jazz game was like watching the Kings game in reverse with the Jazz having no energy. In fact, we did.
Yeah.
In fact, we did. Tanner Plummer says, well, the title ain't wrong, Greg. Sorry. To which Greg Hawkins, a member of the show, says, thanks for your attitude, Tanner.
Yeah.
Well, today has been a day for the Big 12. I can tell you that. Here on the Monty program,
Monty.
Let's tell you all about it. Let's get you guys caught up to date here because it was a big day. The Big 12 announced today that they have formed a partnership with Rucker Park in New York City, which is pretty remarkable. By the way, K-State just took the lead on Michigan State 27-26, 4:40 to go in the first half in the NCAA East. So we'll keep you up to date on that game. But Rucker Park's a big deal because Rucker Park is absolutely the mecca of basketball on the playground. It's where playground basketball essentially was founded.
Thanks.
And that the Big 12 and Rucker Park have a partnership where Big 12 teams, athletes, administrators will be able to work with Rucker Park to put on clinics for kids is significant. It is a massive flex by the Big 12 because it gives you all of this reach.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you the opportunity to grab kids in the cities where you don't have a footprint. Because let's be honest, the Big 12 and Brett Yormark has talked all about reach. Brett Yormark has zero reach in New York City. Yet here he is with this conference creating a situation where he puts more eyeballs on the Big 12 where normally that wouldn't happen. Rucker Park is a significant win for the Big 12. There's no way around that.
Yes.
And again, what is Brett Yormark, as we've talked about on this show, said? We're going to monetize basketball.
Y'all feel me?
It is going to become a revenue stream for us. This is the first step into that. Because not only is it a revenue stream, not only is it a recruiting stream, not only is it a reach play, this is just another pier in the foundation of the Big 12. Because this kind of deal is unprecedented.
Yes.
And it also goes back to what Brett Yormark talked about at the Big 12 tournament in Kansas City, where he said, we are going to bring culture into this conference. He wants that NBA culture, that hip-hop culture, where he's going to have Shaq performing as a DJ at the Big 12 tournament, after parties. A remarkable stroke of genius, in my opinion. You bring in that culture, you bring in more viewership. You bring in more reach. Because what did Shaq do? He put it on his Instagram.
Yep.
What did Shaq do? He put it on his TikTok. He put it on his Twitter. He's got tens of millions of followers. It's huge reach for the Big 12. Now you come out and you make this reach to Rucker Park. That's a reach into the inner cities, man. That's a reach where maybe the highfalutin educational system of the Pac-12 wouldn't ever consider going to Rucker Park and doing a deal.
Totally.
But yeah, here we have the Big 12 working to reach new consumers, working to reach new potential recruits, basketball players, parents of those basketball players.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I remember we met Mark Few, the head coach at Gonzaga, at Rucker Park. Yeah, sure. I know that we live in Brooklyn. But yeah, you can go to Spokane, Washington and play for Mark Few. Remember when Mark Few was out here and how well he treated us?
Gonzaga.
Remember how much you enjoyed being in that, in that clinic with Drew Timme, that basketball player from Gonzaga that we saw on TV in the
Gonzaga.
tournament? That's what this is.
Mm-hmm.
That's the magic of this news.
Yeah.
And I think it again, and the hard part is, listen, and I totally understand it. If you're somebody like Greg Hawkins and you're a Pac-12 guy and you're a Utah guy, this is frustrating.
I'd be pissed.
This is a tough pill to swallow.
Oh, wait. So let me get this right. The Big 12 has their TV deal done already. The Big 12 has a deal with the NFL done already. The Big 12 has a deal done with Rucker Park already. And we can't even get a TV deal done? What are we doing?
And think about the innovation piece here.
Yeah.
Because you're only at $31 million. And again, Big 12 fans, I know it pisses you off when I talk about this. $31 million isn't like something to set off a bunch of fireworks and celebrate.
Yeah, you didn't reinvent the wheel with that number, right?
It's not a lot of money.
But that's
right?
okay. That's okay.
But when you're doing stuff like after parties in Kansas City and you're doing stuff like clinics at Rucker Park, now you're not so concerned about, well, hey, we only got $31 million. Well, we got $31 million on TV. This Kansas City piece gave us this Rucker Park, this. We got better players. Now we're in the tournament more. We get more tournament shares. We get more TV viewership. Hey, our next deal is a bigger deal for the Big 12. Now we're at 50, 75, 100 million.
And you know what's going to help them get those deals? The data deal they did before they did the Rucker Park deal.
It's just, and again, I think there's been a lot of criticism of Endeavor. We asked for the director at IMG Endeavor to come on the show. She turned us down cold and said we are not talking. Her email said we are not talking at this time to the media for obvious reasons. So you knew, right? But Endeavor's done a lot of things for them. That's a media company. There's a lot of people who believe that Endeavor's out there putting out misinformation. But Endeavor, IMG, and the Big 12 did a deal this week where Endeavor's going to create statistics for them and is going to send out their statistics globally so that now every website has access to box scores and, hey, he's 10 points away from the all-time scoring market at K-State. And now you're just expanding your reach. The information is out there.
Imagine the information they're going to have from the educational side.
Dude.
Imagine the information they're going to have from the TV side. Like, it's just a brilliant play.
It is. James Knight, I want the people to know the class Jake showed towards me with a personal video chat explaining the process of the show and showed a level of class I really respected and appreciate. Did you guys send nudes?
Bro. I told you not to reveal our secrets, dude.
You sent James nudes.
Butthole.
So what is he talking about?
James got all pissy with me probably 3 days ago. I just had enough. So I told James, rather than texting James, because you always give me a bunch of crap about how us dirty millennials always text and we don't want to talk on the phone and we're bad communicators.
That's right.
So I said, you know what, James, I'm going to do you a solid and send you a video. So I sent James a video message, and I said, because James was upset, he felt like we weren't reading his comments, and he felt like, hey, what am I paying for if you're not going to read my comments, right? Because he's a member, he's a $9.99 member, he's one of our best, long times. And so I explained to James, hey, man, we get 5,000 comments a show, literally. Again, we're talking about...
this has been a crazy 5-6 months.
We're talking about analytics. YouTube tells us we get anywhere between 4,000 and 5,000 comments a show. And so I said, hey, man, it's not personal. It's not like I'm saying, hey, we're not going to read your comment or we see your name, we're not going to read it. We just get inundated with it. And so I just had enough. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to tell James, explain the process so he understands. So there you go. That's what happened.
James, appreciate you saying that. 3 minutes to go in the first half in New York at Madison Square Garden. K-State is up 30-28. And they're getting a second opportunity, to which leads at 33-28 in the NCAA East Regional Semifinal at Madison Square Garden against Michigan State. And it's been, like I said, it's settled down a little bit here in the last 5 minutes of the first half. But K-State has really picked it up from three. They're shooting 5 of 10 from three now for 50%. It has been a pretty... Keontae Johnson's been a pretty good player for them tonight.
Dude can play.
10 points, 4 boards, 1 of 2 from 3.
I'm for real.
And they're just playing really well. And the issue for Michigan State is that Joey Hauser is really the only one putting out for Michigan State right now. Michigan State, also has 4 turnovers. But K-State has committed some really stupid fouls in this game. They've got 10 already in the half. It's going to be interesting to see who makes changes at the half. Make sure when you guys sit here, watch the show, please hit the thumbs up. Give us a like. It really does help the channel grow. Mike Hawk says ESPN shows Big 12 with Tom Bradley.
I don't understand
no
what
idea
you're
what you're talking about, dude.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about. Curtis Middleton says if Michael Jordan talked about the Pac-12, they could possibly make a comeback.
Right.
I don't know what the comeback's going to look like because, you look at the Big 12, they lose Texas and Oklahoma. Well, they also gained BYU, Oklahoma, UCF, and Cincinnati. So they improved in basketball and football.
Y'all feel me?
I mean, who is that?
Yeah.
Who is that for the Pac-10? That's a question that I have. The Great Dane. Breaking news. The Pac-10 has acquired the La Brea Tar Pits. They should significantly increase the Pac-10's reach. All right, let's go live to the La Brea Tar Pits where the NCAA Pac-12 basketball tournament was happening, but everybody's dead. Okay, thanks for the update.
What would I do without you?
Could you imagine that? Could you imagine that?
Nah.
No, man. Big Jack 512. How cool would it be for this Rucker Park thing to turn into scholarships for inner city kids that otherwise might not have gone to college? What a great story that would be.
That's what I'm saying.
Know that's happening.
Provides you opportunity, bro.
You know that's happening.
All
that's
day.
happening. And now the popular opinion is that Mike Hawk is a troll. Mike, dude. Yeah, I don't understand this thing. And we've talked about this on the show before. You get to a certain level, and we've done quite well. I'm not telling you we're spectacular. I'm not telling you
the
we're
biggest
God's
show out
gift.
there.
We're
We're growing well.
And you get stuff like this where you get trolls that just come in and waste space and waste comments and
Yeah.
It just is what it is.
It's annoying.
Man. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
And it is what it is.
Yeah. It's annoying, dude.
Kurt Meyer says, just kidding, you're a good friend. I got your back. Wow.
It is what it is.
Mike P says, I want 2 of whatever Mike Hawk took. Exactly right. CKS says, I have to agree. Just what is the Pac-12's vision of the future? I have
That's
no
what I'm
idea.
saying, dude. Like, what's the path?
I don't know.
Maybe the who did we just go live to? The Tar Pits or whatever they were
La Brea
called?
Tar Pits.
Maybe
we're in Monty Copter 7 over the La Brea Tar Pits, and George Kliavkoff is up to his neck. Unfortunately, his head's floating.
Hey, Monty, are they paving the road to success out there in the tar pit land?
They're really not. From what I understand, George Kliavkoff, up here from Chopper Monty. Okay.
Gonzaga.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. Curtis Middleton says live.
Live for Monty Copter 7.
Exactly right. Greg Hawkins. Did anyone read John Canzano's report last week that dominoes are supposed to start falling this Tuesday? Why is he reporting stuff when he is continuously wrong? I don't know.
Yeah, we tried it, Greg. You're spot on, dude. But we try to, from our side of it, out of respect, we try to stay away from pointing stuff like that out. Now, you're welcome to point it out regularly if you like.
Curtis Middleton says, eat the mic. Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I'm not that hungry.
Yeah.
JC says, the Pac-12 has just recruited the professor who will go to each university to teach and one basics.
Gonzaga.
The professor. Well, I mean, he's a ball handler. Remember, the and one mixtape tour was like a real thing, dude. Like, it was a real thing.
What was Buddy's name? Escalade or whatever?
Escalade. He's dead now, by the way.
Yeah, he was so much fun to watch.
Rest in peace. That was a big dude. Let's see. Tanner Plummer says, breaking news, a Utah State University football player was transported to a nearby hospital after collapsing on the field during spring practice. Is that right? Oh, no. That's brutal.
Yeah.
I hope that is All's well that ends well. Mm-hmm. Ooh, that's rough. CKS says, and I am a Ute fan. I see no vision. That's a legitimate question.
Yeah.
Here on the Monty Show. Get in the comments on that. What is the best case scenario for the Pac-12 rather? Ask yourself that question. What is the best case scenario?
Yeah, I mean, I think this $22 million level is becoming more and more difficult to reach. I mean, it feels like I'm sure they're going to reach it, but like the ESPN money thing is just, I mean, that is just not what you need to hear.
Because
$9 million a year.
ESPN's not motivated.
Well, they don't need to be motivated. You have the SEC. Why, like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
You know, like, you have the SEC. Don't they also have some Big 12 product as well, if I remember right?
A lot of it.
You know what I mean? So, like, if you have the best conference in the land, in my opinion, in the SEC, backed up by a pretty solid conference right now in the Big 12. I'm not saying they're better than the Big 10, but they're solid. Like, you don't have a need, and this is my thing. I mean, this is the age-old adage in business, right? It's supply and demand. You got to have a need to be able to create stuff. If you don't have a need, you're not getting paid. That's the problem.
Yep, totally agree. I think it's an excellent point. And I think when you talk about need, anytime you need the best barbecue equipment in the business, you go to bbqpitstop.com. Barbecue Pit Stop, the best barbecue equipment in the business. And now, by the way, did you know that Barbecue Pit Stop has a butcher shop in all of their locations?
That's right, T.
From Logan, Layton, Lehigh, St. George, and of course our good friends in Murray on State Street. I'm a huge Traeger smoker guy. I got to be honest with you. The best purchase I ever made, the Traeger smoker, Ironwood 885. But Jake was like, dude, we cannot walk out of the store without a cover. Got to have a grill cover. So we went to the guy that was working in the store, and he showed us the Ironwood, showed us the grill cover, showed us all the, the accoutrements you want. And then something happened that forever changed my life.
I'm so bricked up right now.
He showed us the Flavor Knuckles Asado seasoning. And you know what? I wish I could remember that young man's name. Because the Asado seasoning Buddy showed us. We shopped at the store in Murray, by the way. The Asado seasoning that he showed us in Murray changed our lives forever. It is, you guys, I'm a wing guy, Asado seasoning. I'm a pizza guy, Asado seasoning. I'm a pork chop guy, Asado seasoning. Scrambled eggs, Asado seasoning.
Yes.
Black beans, Asado seasoning.
Yes.
I'm telling you, it's good on everything. It's
is
the best in the business. Get to bbqpitstop.com. Hook it up. You can shop online at barbecuepitstop.com. They'll ship right to your front door no matter where you are. The other thing that you can do is you can chat with the guys at Barbecue Pit Stop because that's really what you're buying into. Best equipment, whether it's a Traeger, a Big Green Egg, a Yoder, Camp Chef. Yeah, they've got all the best equipment, accessories, wing racks, floor mats, tongs, aprons, sauces, rubs. You got it. But you're getting the expertise of the guys at Barbecue Pit Stop because they can answer every question you have. How long do I need my meat to rest, yo? They'll tell you. Hey, how long should I let the wings sit on the counter with the Asado seasoning on them? They'll tell you. That's the best part. They're all entrepreneurs. They're all individually owned and operated at Barbecue Pit Stop. Make sure you tell them you heard about it on the Monty Show. Giggity. What's up, Giggity? How are you?
What's up, bro?
Good to see you. Ryan Fair. Best case, Oregon, Stanford, Cal, and Washington go to the Big. Four Corners go to the Big 12. Washington State and Oregon State go to the Mountain West. Dude, that's interesting.
Mountain West Commissioner's coming on next week.
She is. And Commissioner Navarez, we're going to have an interesting conversation about the business of college sports.
I think that the Mountain West, under her so far, has done well. I agree. I think that they've positioned themselves in a way where they, you always hear people say, oh, well, what kind of mindset do you have? What kind of mind space are you in about this or about that? And I think she's kind of set the tone with the conference and said, hey, like, we understand that bigger fish in the sea are going to come for our teams.
Yes.
We know that that's just a fact of life in our conference. We know that. So we're not, like she literally said, we're not going to be careful, or we're not scared, or we're not worried about that. It's not a negative thing for us. In fact, if that does happen, more likely when that happens, we're prepared. We have other schools lined up. And I think That's what's so intriguing about her, because she understands, hey, the PAC's got their situation. The Big 12 has that. The Big 10's, probably going to expand a little more, obviously, as we all know. So there's a natural progression that takes place. So that's why we were so excited to get her on the show, because I think she can provide very unique insight as someone who is sort of under the P5, realm, obviously, looking up at it and saying, hey, well, how does this affect us, and what do we think is going to happen? That, to me, is fascinating.
Yeah, fascinating is the right word. Absolutely the right word. On the Monty Show, NCAA tournament updates presented by our good friends at Quick Quack Car Wash. We're at the half at Madison Square Garden. Number 7, Michigan State versus number 3, K-State. K-State up at the half, 43-38. And again, I told you that Keontae Johnson has really carried K-State. He's the only guy in double figures, and he's really done it from the floor. Only 1 of 2 from 3, but 4 big rebounds, several second chance opportunities. And I really got to tell you that Marquise Noel, with his 10 dimes, I think has made an incredible impact on this game. He's also got 5 points, but he's only got 1 turnover, and I think that's been a big part of this thing. But you look at Michigan State, and there's not a whole lot to look at, because I think Joey Hauser has been the beginning and the end for Michigan State. 12 points, 3 boards, and that's really it. They turned the ball over 5 times, committed 7 fouls, and just really never got into their offense. Now, who's going to make the adjustment at halftime? Because I think Michigan State doesn't need huge adjustments. They just need to execute.
Yes.
And if they do, I think they have a real good chance to win this game, because you're not going to get 58% shooting from 3 from K-State.
No.
I can't believe that continues. With the tenacity of Michigan State, I find it really difficult to believe that that's going to continue.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. But again, 43-38, K-State leads Michigan State at the Garden in the NCAA tournament after 1 half. We will keep you up to date as the hour goes on. I am shocked at what the Big 12 is able to do. Frankly, just to see the amount of moves that Brett Yormark continues to make and continues to stack on top of move after move after move, it's really impressive. I mean, you look at this Rucker Park deal today. It goes back to listening to his partners. When you hear, hey, that ESPN, Fox Sports encouraged the Big 12, as we reported first here on the show, Fox Sports and ESPN encouraged Big 12 to go to market early. In fact, they did do that. He immediately, when he got the job, he immediately went around and did a campus tour and got his ducks all in a row, got that media deal done, and it's just been going on and on and on from there. He has done fantastic with the media in every press conference, in every TV interview. He has just been fabulous. And it has been a work of art to see the way that he has pulled the strings on the media.
Yes.
And that has been one of the biggest things. As far as differences in the conference, that's been one of the biggest things.
100%.
Curtis Middleton says, do you guys go live on Friday? Yeah, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday.
Curtis, you caught us last week. We were not on Friday last week because we came home from Phoenix.
We were
on
off.
the road.
Correct.
Yeah, but typically we're on 5 days a week, yes.
Outside the echo chamber, Big 10 isn't taking anyone right now. Oregon and Washington going to the Big 12.
Nah.
I just don't think they're going anywhere until they can get to the Big 10.
The Big 10 is not taking people right now because of the commissioner situation. They will expand.
Yeah, they don't have a commissioner. Kevin Warren's going to the Chicago Bears to be their president. And really right now, I don't know. It doesn't matter who's there. Until they find another revenue stream, you're not going to add teams, because the teams in the Big 10 are not going to take a pay cut to add Oregon and Washington.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. I think that's an issue. Curtis Middleton says Oregon and Oregon State would be good in the Mountain West. I don't know. I guess that depends on what you look at the Mountain West as. Like, what is the Mountain West? Is that a P5? It's not. Is Oregon going to step down from the Pac-12 to a G5 in the Mountain West? That doesn't feel like a move to me. An Oregon State, a Washington State, okay. The lower end teams in the Pac-12, okay, I can see that. You can't tell me that Oregon or Washington belongs in the Mountain West. I just don't see that.
That's not happening.
I would agree. I don't think that's happening either. Hola Billy, what's up, my guy? He says, been working 12-hour shifts and haven't been able to catch as many shows. Sorry, guys. I'll try to be here as much as possible.
Hey, you're good, dude.
How about your Minnesota Wild making a crazy move the other night?
Yeah.
That was awesome. JC says, I'm not surprised, MFers, how little the Pac-12 has done to stay in the daily spotlight. Yeah. I mean, it's shocking that Brett Yormark every single day, it feels
Just
like.
kicking your ass, dude, every day.
There's something good. Hey, Fat Jesus, what's up, my guy?
What's up,
there
dude?
he is. Good to see you. Delaric, Big Ten and SEC will not expand again until schools in the ACC figure out how to get out of their grant of rights.
Dude, that grant of rights is ironclad, bro. I'm talking about
It's a huge amount of
money.
It is a huge amount of money.
And what do they have, 10 years to go still?
Yeah.
I believe it is.
Yeah, it's a huge deal.
Yeah.
Huge deal. Tanner Plummer says, I'm so bricked up right now. That's my new favorite drop.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good drop.
I'm so bricked up right now.
Yeah, that's a pretty good drop.
And Donut says, can we hear a Boise State?
Boise State in that blue turf.
Boise State. You can. You absolutely can. Curtis Middleton says, and Donuts,
Boise State.
Love it. Renee Roca says, about to crack open a bucked up Pac-12 apple flavored drink. Hey, man. You should. Bucked up, the official energy drink of the Monty Show.
I'm vibing on Blue Raz, dude.
Are you really?
Oh, yeah, dude. I'm vibing on it.
I am vibing on my Gym and Juice.
Yeah.
I love it. Bucked up, the official energy drink of the Monty Show.
Hey, Monty.
That Gym and Juice is good. That's Mrs. Monty's go-to.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing about Mrs. Monty is she likes the white can, the low stim.
Mm-hmm. Which is really interesting. Some people can't do as much caffeine as in the black can.
Our guy, Casey Finlinson.
Yeah, he's a low stim guy.
Low
which
stim
is really
guy.
interesting.
White can of bucked up, 100 milligrams of caffeine.
Yeah.
The black can that you see us drinking all the time, 300 milligrams of caffeine.
And there are a lot of people who are low stim. I mean, it's just.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Bucked up is the official energy drink of the Monty Show, and the company's exploding. I'm so happy for those guys that Ryan Gardner, the founder and CEO of Bucked Up, won Utah CEO of the Year. Congratulations. I mean, they've worked so hard for it. Yeah, he's built such an incredible team there. Big shout out to Ryan Gardner, the CEO at Bucked Up. That's our guy. We deal with him directly, and he just works his ass off.
Yeah.
He is one of the best evangelists for his product that I think I've ever seen.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, it works. I ordered all of my refills on my pre-workout, my BCAAs. I cannot wait to get the big canteen, the metal canteen.
You know the other thing? They ship really fast.
They do.
It's a low-key hack with Bucked Up. They ship super quick. So
They do.
Like in the past with other brands that we've, used and just over the course of strength training and all that, it takes like a week or like 2 weeks to get your product. Bucked Up's like, boom, dude, we're in your door, man.
And it works. That's the other thing. So don't take our word for it. Get in the description of this show below. It's got a link that says free Bucked Up samples, 3 free samples, any color of shaker cup that you want.
Yeah.
Bucked Up is going to send it right to your door for free. So go get it right now. Click the link in the description. It really helps the show. So we appreciate when you guys take advantage of the free samples. At Bucked Up Energy, the official energy drink of the Monty Show is Bucked Up. Whew! What a good couple of hours, man.
Yeah,
like
dude.
it has been.
I must say, this week has flown by, dude. Like,
Everybody's on the I'm bricked up right now.
Okay, you guys want to hear that drop a little
Robert
more?
Moffat says, I'm so bricked up right now.
I'm so bricked up right now.
For Gonzaga.
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 I like Gonzaga.
Gonzaga. Fat Jesus says, I agree, Tanner. Of course, Fat
I'm
Jesus.
so bricked up right now.
Of course, Fat Jesus loves the bricked up.
Right.
C. Kaufman says, Arizona jumps first. Okay, let's play the game. Which Pac-12 school jumps to the Big 12 first? Let's eliminate Washington and Oregon. That's not happening.
Yeah, it's just not. That's just
I
not,
think the candidates are Colorado.
Gonzaga.
They're not in the Pac-12. Arizona State.
Yeah.
And I think an outside chance. I don't think there's any chance at Utah.
I want to put this affinities picture from President Robbins on the screen real quick. I'm pretty sure we still have that. President Robbins from Arizona.
What do you mean? Oh, okay.
Goes on or does an interview. What was it? Dodd, I think it was.
Yep. Dennis Dodd, CBS Sports.
Talks about how he, the proximity of Arizona, you Arizona, to the Big 12, and their power for joining the Big 12. And I think it makes perfect sense. And so it's like, okay, if you take Oregon and Washington now, because in my heart of hearts, I just don't think they're a fit for the Big 12. It's just not a match. Like, it's just not. But
really?
Yeah, for the Big 12, Oregon and Washington are not a fit. For the Big 10, those two are perfect primo fits. Okay. And I would throw Stanford into that too, but that's a different conversation.
I think Arizona for sure has to be there.
Yeah.
But you guys, I have to tell you, I want to state on the record, I've been told repeatedly that there is not a single Pac-12 school that's looking forward to that. There is not a single Pac-12 school that wants to leave this league. And I have some respect for that kind of commitment. But you're going to be in a position where it doesn't matter. You're going to have to. And I think if and you can say what you want, and I know it pisses people off. Our reporting's been pretty good. This right here is a big deal. If you're only getting $90 million a year from ESPN.
Which, by the way, it's hilarious that we're saying you're only getting $90 million. It's a ton of money.
But not in college athletics for TV, it's not.
Yeah.
And if you're only getting $90 million a year for 2 games, and I have to believe that these people bidding for the TV rights talk, because they all know each other. They are all friends. They've all been in the. I mean, the people that run Amazon and Apple and.
Well, this goes back to ESPN and Fox not competing with each other, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we reported that months ago at this point that those two are not going to compete with each other. That they're instead going to work together, and that this goes all the way back to what you're reporting on the fact that ESPN and Fox went to the Pac-12 and the Big 12 and said you guys should merge, and the Pac-12 promptly gave them the bird. Like
ESPN and Fox suggested strongly that the Pac-12 and the Big 12 merge, and the Pac-12 said no. And I think the Big 12 would have been open to it because I think it would have been best for everybody. I think they would have each gotten $70 million had they merged. And I think that's all over with now.
Yeah.
I think it's all over with now.
He's an assassin.
And I think a large part of why the Pac-12 said no is, one, I think they thought they could strike out on their own and do fine. And 2, I think they know that they probably would have only gotten 8 of 12 teams in there. Because I think Oregon and Washington would have bailed. And I think Oregon State and Washington State would have wound up in the Mountain West. And I think the rest of the slate would have gone to the Big 12.
I don't know what Utah is going to do, dude.
I think Utah is going to go to the Big 12. Because, again, as we reported exclusively on the show last week, Utah has spoken at length with the Big 12. And they said, no, not at this time. We do not believe we're an academic fit with the Big 12. We are concerned about losing educational revenue.
No.
And so right now we're not ready to jump. But I think that could change.
Yeah.
I truly believe that as time goes on, I think that will change.
Yeah.
And, Greg Hawkins, did you give more memberships? You stud. Let's go.
Gregory.
Greg Hawkins gives away 10 memberships.
Boy.
Renee Roca. Let's go.
Welcome.
Renee, a member. 9 more memberships to go. Hook it up if you are not a member. Greg, you're a stud, dude. Way to go, man. Appreciate you. Let's see. Fat Jesus says Arizona jumps first, but the Big 12 sends them back.
Damn.
Let's see. Huge Jazz Gamer 247 says Arizona. Boy, everybody thinks it's Arizona.
Well, because the thing is, Arizona just doesn't have a whole hell of a lot to lose. In fact, they have more to gain than they have to lose in the situation. That's the thing.
Correct.
Why wouldn't they jump? Because they're known as a basketball school. Like again, this is my point. This is precisely my point. This is the problem for Utah. Utah's a football school, not a basketball school. Colorado's a football school, not a basketball school. Arizona is a basketball school. So I think it makes perfect sense for them to jump first.
Yep. Ryan Fair says, curious, how much value does Gonzaga bring to the Big 12 TV contract? I think Fox, from what I understand, Fox has said that they will pay. They will pay an equal share. Because remember, who owns the basketball in the Big 12?
Yeah.
It's largely Fox. I think it's 63% Fox's inventory.
Yeah.
So Fox will play. Fox has no obligation to pay.
But remember what is it? I believe it was Mandel said that Gonzaga and the Big 12 are in agreement on Gonzaga bringing all sports to the Big 12. So it's not just going to be basketball.
And by the way, Commissioner Navarez from the Mountain West, you guys know where she came from? The WCC.
Gonzaga.
So she has some insight into Gonzaga. She's coming on the show 4 o'clock on Tuesday. So that's going to be a big one.
Yeah.
That is going to be a big one. But I would think that they would bring a full share. My guess is that they would. How much do they add to it? I don't know. That's going to be interesting. I don't know how much they get.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Robert Moffett says, serious question, does Prime being at Colorado make a move to the Big 12 because of Texas connections? I don't know. I think Deion has to win some games first.
Right.
And I think one of the things that Colorado would be wise is to make a move before the season starts, which they clearly could if they wanted to.
Yeah.
Because once the season starts and Colorado starts losing, let's see how loyal Hungry Dogs really are.
It's a Big 12!
Let's see how loyal Hungry Dogs really are with Deion Sanders. Because I'm a huge Prime guy.
You're convinced that he's going to struggle.
Year one, there's no way not to struggle. I mean, when I say struggle, they're going to be a 5-win, 6-win team, right? They're not going to be the undefeated Jackson State. But what if they're a 3-win team? Then what? What if, and by the way, here in Salt Lake City, we're going to get a real good look at it.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be a 3-win team. I think he's a 500 team. That's where I come down on it.
Have you seen the schedule? Well, I
know
you
they're going to
have.
play every team in the Pac-12.
We've talked about it.
Yeah.
Their schedule is at TCU, Nebraska, Colorado State, at Oregon,
They'll
USC.
beat Nebraska and Colorado State. They'll be in the Oregon game.
I don't think you're beating Nebraska.
Okay.
Matt Rule is out for heads.
And Deion, yeah.
Matt Rule.
Our belief in Deion is different.
Well, I think Deion brings talent. That doesn't mean that talent's ready to compete. I mean, Shedeur Sanders, God bless him. Can you sit here and tell me that Shedeur Sanders, after what we saw at Jackson State, is he better than Cam Rising? No, absolutely not. Is he, does Shedeur Sanders start on any Pac-12 team if his name's not Shedeur Sanders?
Yeah.
How many quarterbacks does Arizona State have? 37?
They do.
I think it's going to be a fight.
What are you, nuts?
It's going to be a fight. Now, is he better than Keaton Slovis? Yes. Yes, he is. But
if he plays better than Keaton Slovis, I think they're in a lot of these games.
He's going to have to prove that he earns that. I think they're going to start 0-2. I think they're going to beat Colorado State. I think they're going to be 1-4 after at Oregon, home for USC, because USC is going to murder people. I think Lincoln Riley wants this conference championship more than he's ever wanted any other conference championship.
Right.
Witt, I think, exposed him last year. And I think it's going to be very interesting. At Arizona State, that's going to be the one that I'm interested in. What has Kenny Dillingham done in Tempe? That's on the road. That is in October, so the weather's not going to be terribly hot. That's a game he should probably win. He should probably win that. But am I going to give him the benefit of the doubt? Okay, let's play the game. He's 2-4 now. Stanford at home. He's 3-4 now. At UCLA, he's 3-5 now. Oregon State at home. He's 3-6 now.
Damn.
Arizona at home. He's 4-6 now. At Washington State.
That's a shootout.
That's a tough place to go.
Yeah.
At Utah, that's a loss.
Agreed.
So he's got a minimum of 7 losses. A minimum. And that's me being friendly about it. Right? Because you and I both know you're not coming to Sac Lake City and getting away clean. Shedeur Sanders, will he be healthy? Will Shedeur Sanders be physically able to be the quarterback at Colorado come the rivalry game of Utah? Because you haven't played until you've – and I would remind you, they're going to 2 of the nastiest fucking places to play in this country. They got to go to Oregon and then come to Salt Lake City. Good luck. You want to talk about a baptism? You want to go play at Oregon? Neither do I. Hey, by the way, you want to finish your season in fucking November? Excuse my French. You want to finish your season at Thanksgiving? You're not thankful. The only thing you're thankful for is you're not dead. Because playing football at Rice Eccles on November 25th, good luck. That place is going to be raunchy loud. And I'm not trying to be negative Nancy. I'm truly not. Because and don't say, oh, well, this MFer, he doesn't like Coach Prime because Coach Prime's a Christian brother.
What's up, motherfuckers?
It has nothing to do with it. I love Coach Prime. I don't love the level of talent you have in year one. When you're coming into a pot that's not empty, it's got moldy soup in it. You had to scrub that pot on your hands and knees, dude.
So is Caleb Williams the only reason you thought highly of Lincoln?
No. Fuck. Caleb, USC, all of a sudden, what are we in the cursing hour?
Apparently.
All of a sudden, USC, Lincoln Riley showed up and like 50 dudes showed up with him.
And Prime hasn't done that.
From Jackson State.
Well, no, from the portal too. I mean,
A little bit, but he hasn't had massive wins in the portal. He didn't. What the difference is, and I know everybody wants to make this comparison.
Well, there's no reason not to make the comparison.
Lincoln Riley is solid gold as a college football coach. Has he won a national championship? No. Can he stop your mom and the four nuns who beat your mom in Catholic school from running down the middle of the field at USC? No, they can't, because their defense is going to be strictly mid-level. But let's get one thing really clear. You're gonna beat USC. You're gonna beat them 59-58. By the way, the kid under center is not Lincoln Riley's kid. It's the Heisman Trophy winner. And you don't have to love USC, but you're going to respect them because they're going to kick you in the face because they're better this year. They've gotten did you see the recruiting class? You thought he brought a lot of kids in last year. What do you think he did this year?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Oh, by the way, you're just a Pac-12 homer. Anybody want to, go ahead and take a look at the pro day at Utah today. You want to talk about talent? The problem is you go to Utah in November, it hurts. How willing are you to take an ass kicking? How willing are you? If you're a 3-win team going to Rice-Eccles Stadium in November, you're losing that game by double digits. Because how much want to do you have left in November at Rice-Eccles Stadium? Good luck. Good luck. He's going to win 4 or 5 games. And they've got to just absolutely upset some people. Does he have any chance to go to Autzen and win?
Probably not. Probably not.
Jake?
I think you're not giving him enough credit. I think that you're
Oregon.
Right. I'm not saying he's got a chance to win the game.
Oh my
but
God.
What I'm saying is that
it's Bo Nix. Bo Nix, God damn it.
All I'm saying is that
You don't put slander on Bo
Prime has
Nix's
been
dick.
successful every stage of his career so far.
And he will be successful at Colorado. But you say every stage of his career. You mean at Jackson State.
Yeah, and your whole stance is, you just put money into a crap program and they'll win.
No, what you do is you put Deion Sanders into an HBCU with bread, charisma, and Super Bowl championships and a Hall of Fame jacket, and Hunter's going to Jackson State.
Yeah, and when's the last time Colorado had a Hall of Fame jacket?
Mm-hmm.
When's the last time Colorado had anything except the classroom? They don't.
I'm telling you, you're not wrong. In 3 years, you'll be exactly right.
I can't believe I'm the only one advocating for Prime in year one.
But
I can't believe that we're so comfortable to say that Lincoln Riley, a guy who hasn't done a damn thing at the highest level, is super successful.
Okay, let's get this right.
I just can't believe it,
Wait,
dude.
slow your roll. Let's get this right. He has won big football games.
Except the one that matters.
Right. He hasn't won a national championship, but neither is fucking Deion Sanders.
He hasn't even been close to Saban.
But nobody... Oh, my God.
But he hasn't been close to Kirby Smart.
God.
Dude,
God, please.
Your logic, you're saying that Lincoln Riley has won all these big games. You know what Lincoln Riley does? He creates Heisman winners.
Bro.
That's what he does. He has incredible offense, and he loses to Tulane. That's who he's been his entire career.
Does it matter?
Yes, it does matter when you're saying that Lincoln Riley did a great job in year one, and that Deion doesn't have a great shot, or is going to be a 4-win team.
I am telling you.
I'm not saying Deion's going to win the conference, but I think he's in some of these games.
Listen, nobody's comparing him to Kirby Smart or Nick Saban. Nobody said that. The guy has put Heisman Trophy winners into the fucking league, and the guy has won the Big 12 like 1,000 times. He rolled into USC, who hadn't been relevant in a decade, and he almost won the whole thing. I don't understand what the disconnect is. You can say anything you want about Lincoln Riley's defense. The guy fucking wins games. What are we even arguing about? I didn't say he was Kirby Smart or Nick Saban. But your love of Deion Sanders, make him win a conference championship before you even put him into a sentence with Lincoln Riley.
Mm-hmm.
Make him win something that's not the Liberty Bowl or the Equality Bowl or whatever it was. I'm here for the slander of Lincoln Riley in January.
1-4 in bowl games.
Great. I'm here for the slander of Lincoln Riley in January. I'm all about it. But, bro, from February to all the way around to December, there's nothing to slander the guy on.
Mm-hmm.
He recruits, he coaches up, he develops 2 and 3 into 4 and 5, and he wins games in the regular season and conference championships. And oh, by the way, he puts Heisman Trophy winners at quarterback in the league. And guys want to play for him. And now he's got the Coliseum, and now he's got USC. And do I like that? No, because I hate USC. I'm a Notre Dame fan. But let's please stop the coronation of Deion Sanders because he won and he's charismatic and he has a great video team. Look, man, I get it. Everybody wants Prime to win. Is it good for college football if Deion Sanders wins?
Yeah.
It is. It is. Let's let him win first. Because that schedule is a ball breaker. Man. Anyways. Now I feel better. You feel better?
Not really, no. Not really, no.
Okay. Why don't you feel better?
Because I think you're hating on him.
I'm not hating on him. I'm a realist. Who's the coach that came into his first D1 job with no talent? Not a little bit of
What
talent.
did he do?
They had no talent. None at Colorado. They hadn't been relevant in 20 years. So he's got NIL and he's got the portal. Are they better than they were last year? Yes. Are they better than Utah? No.
USC's not better than Utah.
We're going to find out.
They're not.
They're close.
They lost both games.
Cool.
In the first one, they lost convincingly.
But they're close. They're close. I'm telling you, they're really close. Is he better than Oregon? No, he's not. Those are 3 losses right there. So you just lost a third of your conference games. Okay, so then we go down the next notch, right? And I don't mean to keep going over his schedule, but, man, do you really think that Nebraska's a gimme? TCU played for a national championship. So now he's lost 5 games. Colorado State's a win. Stanford's a win. But Oregon State's not a gimme. Thankfully, that's in Boulder. Right? I don't know, man. The Palouse, he has to win Washington State to be bowl eligible.
Mm-hmm.
He has to beat Nebraska to be bowl eligible. He has to. Greg Hawkins. Colorado was getting beat by 4 or 5 touchdowns last year. They got beat by Air Force 41-10. I simply don't see Sanders completely turning it around in year 1. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he's a bad coach. I'm not saying he's a bad guy. I don't care if he prays with his players. But he's got to even if he's got a ton of talent, he still has to coach them up, which you don't do in 1 year. I mean, you look at Kyle Whittingham. Even Kyle Whittingham, look at the offensive line struggles Witt's had. Look at the. I'm telling you, it's difficult. It's difficult. Anyway, I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing? I don't understand what we're doing. Jackson Graham says, Jackson Graham says, what's wrong, Jake?
Yeah, I think everyone wants to say that Lincoln did a great job in year 1. Lincoln has had much more experience at the D1 level and didn't get the job done. You didn't win your conference.
Didn't get the job done?
He didn't get the job done. If you're gonna give him credit for Heisman trophies and D1 experience and all this stuff, I think that we need to sit here and say, hey, yeah, you didn't win the conference. It is a coup that Utah won the conference the way they won the conference this past year. It is. And what I don't like is that I feel like I don't know. I feel like Deion gets hated on because it's Colorado and because it was an HBCU, and we don't want to give him the proper level of credit for the fact that he is able to get people to buy into his philosophies.
Nobody has said a word one that's wrong.
Okay, I'm simply making my case. It doesn't matter if no one said or didn't. I'm just making my case.
But the thing I want to go back to is, why are you ripping on Lincoln Riley? The first year at USC.
Because the reason I'm ripping on Lincoln Riley is because you're you're making the case to advocate for him that he got the job done, and you're saying that the reason that Prime is not going to get the job done is because it was an HBCU and because he's not Lincoln Riley, right? He doesn't have the recruiting poll. He doesn't have.
Do you know why he's not going to get the job done? He doesn't have the talent yet. And the talent he does have, he hasn't had enough time to coach them up.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he's not going to win in year one. And by the way, I have no idea if Shedeur Sanders can play in the Pac-12. It's a league of quarterbacks. I have no idea if he can play at that level. By the way, if you think that Lincoln Riley didn't get the job done in year one at USC, I'm not sure what USC you're looking at. He lost 2 games to the conference champion, Utah, right? They ran through dudes. Like okay, Notre Dame, not a good year, 38-27. Right? UCLA, 48-45. By the way, Colorado, 55-17. How do you close a 30-something point gap?
Culture, dude. Culture, coaching, recruiting.
Okay. It's not, you don't close a 30-point gap with culture. You don't have the volume of talent. I feel like I'm arguing against a brick wall. I think no matter what I say, you're not going to agree with it, which is fine. Bill G says YouTube TV multi-view is great. It's amazing. It's amazing. You know. Matt Merle says Riley can't win because his defense can't stop anything. Put a defense against him, a.k.a. Utah, and they lose. I don't even disagree with that. Greg Hawkins says, also, the Pac-12 looks ironically pretty strong next year. Oregon, Washington, USC, Utah, Oregon State all look dangerous. Does Colorado have the horses to run with that herd? They don't. That's why I said, like, that Colorado game in Boulder or against Oregon State, he's got to win that.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to win that. Alan White, I agree with Jake. Prime said they're coming. See what he did there? They're coming.
Yeah, I hope he proves everyone wrong. I hope that he shuts all the haters up.
I hope he does too. I think that I'm rooting for the guy. Teddy Wayman gives us a $5 tip to say, I think Prime in Colorado surprise everyone and win 7 games this year. Okay, let's, again, I'm here for it.
Everybody loses a game they shouldn't lose.
Okay, so show me. And again, I'm here for it. Let's go through it. I'm all about it. What 7 games on that schedule are you winning? Let's talk about the games for sure they're not winning. Okay? They're not winning at TCU to open the season. Are you winning at Utah to end the season?
No.
Okay, so that's 2 losses. Let's say USC in Boulder.
Probably not.
Okay, so let's say those 3 are losses.
Let's say that, and this is what I'm trying to get you to understand.
Mm-hmm.
Utah's an injury-prone team. I don't care I love Brant Keithy to death.
Mm-hmm.
He's coming off of an ACL.
Yep.
Cam Rising is an injury-prone quarterback.
But now the difference with Cam is he's backstopped by 2, potentially 3 really good quarterbacks.
But is it fair to say that those guys need to prove they can play in the Pac-12?
Yes.
Okay, so
is it fair to say that Colorado's not going to have a defense?
Yeah, it is.
It is. He's going to have phenomenal offense.
I feel like you want me to say that they're not going to be good in year one, and I'm not willing to say that.
It's not even
yet.
that they're not going to be good.
I'm not willing to say that yet. I think we haven't seen them.
Okay.
Like, I don't think that we should just assume that they're going to be just like everyone else in year one. You're the guy that always says, what happens if they overachieve? What happens if it could go perfect?
Yeah.
Right? You always say that. So what if...
Here's perfect.
What if he overachieves? He'll lose to Utah. He'll lose to Oregon. Lose to SC. Great.
If he overachieves, he beats Nebraska, Colorado State,
mm-hmm.
Stanford, Arizona State,
mm-hmm.
Arizona, and Washington State. Those are the only 7 wins I can see on that schedule.
Yeah.
If he overachieves.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. He won 7 games.
Yeah.
I think that's the top of the moon. I don't think it's likely. I think that's a 5% chance. Because I just think the world
I know.
I think the world of TC Sonny Dykes ain't losing at home to Colorado. They're too talented. No chance at Oregon. No chance USC. What about UCLA at the Rose Bowl?
See, like that's a swing game to me, and Take Deion out of it. Does UCLA have a tendency to lose games they shouldn't lose?
Yes, Chip Kelly does.
So to me, that's a swing game. On paper, yeah, they probably lose to UCLA. But if you said to me, hey, they won a shootout, hey, UCLA turned it over, or this or that or whatever, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yep. Tournament update brought to you by our good friends at Quick Quack Car Wash. Make sure you tell them you heard about it on the Monty Show. For the best car wash, you go to Quick Quack Car Wash. Michigan State and K-State tied at 52, and Michigan State just keeps missing free throws. And K-State got a butt pass, inbound pass off the butthole for a layup.
Yeah.
13:53 to go. We got a long way to go.
I can't believe that guys still do that. That guys turn their back to the inbounder. I
Yeah,
can't
it's
believe
crazy.
that's still a thing.
And it is. It's a thing. You're exactly right. I think this is going to be an incredibly long game.
Yeah.
Because neither one of these teams seems to be able to hold themselves together. And when I look at the way that these two are going up and down the floor, they're running offense. We're getting down under 10 seconds on every clock. And that to me is a sign of a really long game.
It's a grind.
Yeah, it is a grind.
13 minutes is an eternity.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt it's an eternity. And the bigger problem, I think, is that Marquise Noel is out of this game right now with an ankle injury. And I think that's a huge, huge deal for K-State.
Yeah, he was driving into the paint and rolled his ankle. They were taping him up on the bench.
And he's standing up trying to walk it off, but you can see it's just he's not comfortable. So 54-52 now Michigan State, and there he is. He's back in the game, Noel. So we'll see how this goes. But Noel has to. He's got to be some kind of able on that right ankle. 55-52, Michigan State over K-State. 13 minutes exactly to go in the game. This tournament update brought to you by Quick Quack Car Wash. Make sure that you tell them you heard about it on the Monty Show. Telling you guys, take the time. It's 5 to 7 minutes. Bring your kids. They've got great lights. They've got all kinds of different soaps at Quick Quack Car Wash. By the way, we haven't had a knockdown drag out because you're stupid in a long time.
Yeah, I know. It's always because I'm stupid. It's never because you know. Yeah.
No, I'm a pragmatist, which I understand. Noel comes in and throws in a prayer, and he is limping everywhere on that right ankle. Oh, boy, he looks like he is just...
Did he roll it again?
I don't know, but he looks like he's in a lot of pain.
Because he was fine when he came in. He wasn't limping like that.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he rolled it again.
Oh!
Yeah. Yeah, he did. Damn. Wow, that's insane he made that.
And he rolled his ankle again and then heaved in a three. He's just going to... This is going to hurt. He's going to have to hurt through this.
Through it. Yeah.
They're tied at 55 with 12 and a half minutes to go.
Yeah.
On TBS. This is going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Ryan Fair says Deion has Jesus in the backfield. That's what I'm saying. Aaron Wilson says, I want to play for Monty. 6'4", 230. Put me in, coach. Are we doing the Dan Patrick? We're like 5'10", 190.
No.
Delaric, no, Lincoln fan, but right, no, he's better than Prime, but in 2-3 years, maybe different. Exactly. I think when Prime gets his hands on his guys, I think it's going to be very difficult to beat them. Maury Alvarez says, going through the Florida version of Quick Quack with all the different colors in the wash, kids love it so much.
Yeah.
Exactly right. Fat G's says, Deion is not a sandwich. Is Deion Sanders a sandwich, or is it a hot dog?
Nah, he's the hot dog between the bread, apparently.
Oh, God, here we go.
Yeah.
He's the meat of the sandwich. Let me play you this video of Deion.
Yeah.
How about Deion Sanders bench pressing today? He bench pressed. Where's that video right there? Deion bench pressed 255 pounds.
That's easy. Oh my God.
So this is one of his other guys. That's his son. Trying to put up 255 right there.
Oh, yeah.
His son is the video director for Prime, and he can't do even one. And look at this cat. Another cat. 1, 2, 3. Now put him up, right? Okay, cool. Well, how about Coach Prime? How about Coach Prime? 1, 2.
All right. That's enough. 4. Want me to keep going? Nah, you good. Okay, I stopped.
Yeah, dude.
And then he gets on his little Segway scooter and rolls away.
Yeah.
The guy's a G. There's no doubt about it. I think everybody wants him to do well because it's better for college sports when he does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Let's see. James Knight says, OKC or the Clips, guys. Are you believers yet? Well, I mean, if Paul George is only out on a sprained knee, I think they're in good shape. I think the problem is the game is completely different in the postseason.
Yeah.
And
you need guys like PG in the postseason.
Yeah,
dude.
and I just don't think that OKC is ready to compete in the postseason.
I think OKC is good enough to beat one, to get it. I think they're good enough to make it through the play-in. Like they're able to beat you straight up in a winner-take-all type game. But I don't think they're good enough to win a 7-gamer yet.
Little Jizzy says Deion has a big hot dog, I bet.
Yeah, I'm sure he does.
I'm sure he does.
Yeah, I'm sure he does.
If you want a big hot dog, make sure you get to trydaytrading.com. Anywhere you are, all across the great country of the United States of America. Go to trydaytrading.com. They have a $10 30-day membership just for Monty Show viewers right in the middle of the page. Click $10 membership. 30 days. The $10 you give goes to charity, so it's a tax write-off for a charitable donation. It's your education, so it's a write-off for your education as well. And by the way, it's going to give you a look inside of how trydaytrading.com works because I'm telling you again, a lot of people ask me over the last 2 days, hey, man, is this legit? Like, isn't it dangerous? Like Kenny was saying, oh, man, you're going to lose money. It's an addiction. Well, hey, it may be an addiction, but it's not an addiction when you're a professional day trader. When you're somebody that says, hey, this is going to be my full-time, this is going to be my side hustle, you take it seriously, you execute, trydaytrading.com, right? Click on the $10 membership, give it 30 days. If it's not for you, hey, man, you're out.
Yeah.
It's a charitable donation, you're out, man. No strings attached, you're done at 30 days if it's not for you, right? But what if it is tremendous? And it is. Because people who go to Tri-Day Trading are across this country today making over $1,000 today. A day. $1,000 a day. If you want to do it as a side hustle, they have people doing it as a secondary income, making hundreds of dollars.
Yes.
Today. So again, I ask you, how much money did you make today? What if I said to you, hey, $10 to change the rest of your life? Because that's really what it is at Tri-Day Trading. It's $10 to change the rest of your life. And if it's not for you or you don't think so, hey, you're done. You're out. That's totally fine. TryDayTrading.com. Try the 30-day membership for just $10. It's a great side hustle. It is the side hustle. TryDayTrading.com. Tell them Monty sent you, and then let me know what happens. Let me know how it goes for you because I love hooking guys up. Everybody asks us about side hustles because we used to be the kings of side hustles.
Yeah.
We've done Amazon FBA. We've done Amazon return crates. We've done everything. And I hear so many people saying, well, I'm driving Uber and, I'm doing XYZ. And, dude, you don't need to drive Uber. You don't need to drive, for DoorDash.
Yeah.
Stay home. Be with your family. Make the money you deserve. TryDayTrading.com. Make sure you tell them you heard about it on the Monty Show. Kurt Meyer says, guys, shout out for James Knight's daughter's birthday. She is watching.
Nice, dude. Happy birthday.
James Knight's daughter is watching. Happy birthday, James Knight's daughter. We appreciate you watching the show. Happy birthday. Your dad's a stud. Hugh Jazz Gamer 247. He is back. But, man, they're just limping around all over the place.
Yeah.
And now Michigan State 60, K-State 59, 10:32 to go. By the way, UConn rolling Arkansas 46-29 at the half. That game is on CBS. UConn's going to win. You guys are right.
Yeah.
You guys were right. They're up. You're up 20 almost. I mean, you'd be surprised.
No reason to lose.
Travis Bird says, hi, homies.
So, dude.
By the way, Travis Bird's a G. Do you guys know where he was today? He was at Utah all day long. Look at what my guy did at Utah.
For all you BYU fans, this is what you call a trophy case room. 78. Where's the sugar bowl one? There it is, baby. I love you, man.
Stay hard. Stay hard.
And then look at Travis Bird and Ron McBride.
Right, can you say hello to Monty?
Hey, Marky, what's up?
Monty.
Monty, what's up, Monty?
A Utah legend right here. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, my pleasure.
Thank you.
Okay.
God bless you.
God bless you. Have a good day.
And of course, you meant me, a Utah legend, right? Not
God
Ron
bless.
McBride. You meant Monty's a Utah legend.
Right, yeah.
Right, you were telling Coach McBride, hey, Monty's a Utah legend.
Right.
Obviously, that's what he meant.
Right.
Obviously, that's what he meant. By the way, I'm just telling you, if you were in the membership on this show, you would see all of these videos because Travis Bird puts all of these videos in the membership. On Instagram, our Instagram members only group,
Yeah.
Travis Bird's a stud. And you know what? He's an evangelist. I love you, man. I love it. I love it. And of course, Travis says Buffalo Bills are winning the Super Bowl. Probably not. But hey, you know what? You go for it. You go for it. Big Jack 512 says UConn 46-29. It's over, dude. It's over. Curtis Middleton, Lyft is the best way to get money. I'm telling you, spend $10 and prove me wrong. Because if you go to Tri-Day Trading and put in the chat, you guys. What are your side hustles?
Mm-hmm.
I love this conversation. What are your side hustles? I'm curious what you guys do for side hustles. So when you hit the like button, then go to the chat and put your side hustles in there.
Yeah.
What is it you do for a side hustle? We've done Amazon FBA, where you sell products on Amazon fulfilled by Amazon. We've done Amazon return crates. We've done real estate. We've done, all kinds of things.
Yeah.
Stocks. Now, I'm a big stock market guy.
Right.
So I'm curious what are your side hustles? What do you guys think of? Because what I would tell you is for my dudes, for $10, I think it's absolutely worth you to look into it because it'll change your life. I'm not even saying that. Curtis Middleton says I steal from people.
Nice, dude.
Okay. That's illegal, but you can make money doing that. And then you got to pay your bond. But, SA says flip houses. Love flipping houses. I miss working in real estate, but, we have other stuff. Jeremy Severe says basketball referee. Curtis Middleton says, oops, didn't mean to say that. Well, too late now.
That's not what you try to do. It's only what you did do.
Delaric says, I put up carports on the weekends. Good Lord. Love that. But see, that's my point. What do you do during the week? TryDayTrading.com, that's the side hustle.
Yeah.
Because it allows you to be at home and it allows you to make, dude, ask yourself, are you making $1,000 a day putting up carports? Or
the thing is, dude, I want you to think about something. Because everyone's like, oh, it's a scam or, day trading is somehow not legit. Dude, Tri-Day Trading, they offer a course, a system. So let me get this right. You're more willing to do something that's physically super taxing and really hard on you and takes a ton of work when you can learn a new skill. Because remember, skills pay the bills, right? The more skills you have, the more money you make. So if you learn a new skill and you know how to operate and they teach you the fundamentals, you're going to be good. You're going to make bread, dude. They're not I hope people understand because this is for whatever reason, it kind of is mind boggling to me, but for whatever reason, we always get this reaction. Oh, day trading is a hack. And it's dude, it's not a hack or not legit or whatever, adjective you want to use.
Do you know how many people do this full time?
Yeah. They offer a robust course. The only reason I haven't taken the course full time and dove headfirst into it is because we do this, right? This takes 70 hours a week of our time, the show and all the other stuff we do. And dude, if I was still at the Yelpatory, I would be doing Tri-Day,
when we were at Yelp, and Yelp is a life hack, by the way. If you need a gig, go to Yelp because you'll make bread. But there's a whole Slack group at Yelp. It's a community. It's like a chat group at Yelp, and all they do is day trade.
Yeah.
And so you sell local Yelp ads, and on the side, you're day trading.
We know how many people have gone through Tri-Day. It's not even
tons.
it must be 30 people at this point who have gone through and been like, yeah, dude, this is legit.
I don't know anybody that we've sent through TryDayTrading.com that hates it.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. So, I think it is, I think it's interesting.
Like I said, it's $10. And by the way, that $10 goes to charity. So, do it. It's not you should try it.
Yeah. I'm super excited about it. I'm really glad they're back on the show. By the way, this K-State, Michigan State game is a barn burner. 7:23 to go. NCAA tournament updates brought to you by our good friends at Quick Quack Car Wash. Quick Quack Car Wash, the best car wash in the business. Make sure you tell them you heard about it on the Monty Show, where you're in and out in 5 minutes. Bring the kids because, again, they have great colorful lights, great colorful soap. And I'm telling you, this K-State, Michigan State game, Michigan State came out with a whole nother level of fight and want to. And this thing is tied at 70 with 7 minutes to go. And Michigan State's current possession, they've gotten 3 chances now. And they've missed 2 threes, make it 3 threes. And now K-State gets the rebound.
Yeah.
Like, the battle that Michigan State is putting up in this game is exactly why Tom Izzo's a Hall of Famer and one of the greatest coaches of all time. Because his guys, they play hard, man. And I think you look at the way that K-State plays, I just don't know that K-State's guys have been here and can deal with this tenacity. And Noel with this ankle injury, I'm going to be interested to see how he does. Throws up an alley-oop. Oh, missed it. But K-State gets the rebound, 72-70. K-State now over Michigan State. And I'm just telling you, watching this game, the fight is unbelievable. The fight is unbelievable between these two. Yeah. I absolutely love it. Giggity says, as soon as tax season is over, I'll be all over Tri-Day trading. I'm over the 9 to 5 gig. Dude you're the exact guy.
Yeah.
You are the exact guy, I'm telling you.
Yep.
You're the exact guy for that. Curtis Middleton said, I just bought an iPhone 14 with money from Lyft. My man.
Good for you, man.
Way to work
Love
hard,
that.
dude. Way to work hard. That's awesome. Delaric, what's up, folks? Delaric says, I sell the carports and I make about $500 for half a day, and I work from home during the week, so that's my exercise. Love that.
There you go, dude.
Love that. Nice setup. Main Event says, I make my own blue cheese pops. Good show, gentlemen. Dilly. Awesome. Ritson says, did laundry coaches college baseball for big all camps, got fat tips. Nice.
Okay.
Nice. Love that.
Yeah.
I just think if you guys, the world is not set up for being a W-2 employee. And I think the hard part for us has always been, we get this a lot because we used to talk about side hustle and business and real estate and stocks all the time. And I think one of the main questions we always get is, I hate my job. How can I get to where you guys are at?
Yeah.
And the thing that I want you to understand about like side hustles and working for yourself, it's not easy. It's not going to be handled for you or handed to you.
Yeah.
Like you legit right now, if you work for somebody on a W-2, you're getting a paycheck every 2 weeks until you're not.
Yeah.
When you work for yourselves, there are no paychecks. There are no paychecks. There are months where you don't get paid. And you just have to know that, or you have to insulate yourself from that. But you cannot have the life that you've always dreamed of working for somebody else. I just don't believe it. Because the most precious thing in your life, is your time. It's not your money. Everybody's chasing bread, dude. Everybody's chasing bread. It's not money.
The greatest thing about making a lot of money is you stop thinking about money.
You do. You know, you really, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You have to value time and relationships. And I talk about this all the time. Like, we do a thing on the show occasionally where I say, pick up your phone, and you should do it right now. James Knight, good to see you, buddy. Well, I promise you we will talk OKC not being no, I'm not going to do it. We'll talk OKC tomorrow. We do a thing on this show where we talk about picking up your cell phone right now and send a text to somebody. Your mom, your sister, your wife, your friend, your brother, your best friend who you haven't talked to in a week. Send a text to somebody that you haven't talked to or miss or want to talk to. Just say, hey, dude. Hey, girl. Hey, friend. Just thinking about you. Hope you're well. How are things? Hey, Steve.
Hey, guys.
Miss you, dude. How are you? Send your wife a text. If you guys are not together right now, say, hey, miss you. Looking forward to seeing you later. And you watch the reactions you get. Watch the reactions you get. It's so difficult to be positive. This is the crazy part of our world. It's so difficult for some people to say, hi, hey, how are you? When you walk by somebody, do not pass anybody and not wave. Like if you're at work, if you're in the office, if you are, say hello to everybody. Treat everybody like they are gold. But instead what we do is we only treat people who can do things for us. We only treat them well. So we are rude to the fast food worker.
Facts.
We're rude. We get on social media. And this is what I always say about the haters. Like, you took time to get on Twitter and tweet at me and say whatever it is that you said that was negative. A, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for investing time in me. B,
stay hard.
What is it about you that makes you so negative? What are you upset about? What are you angry about? What is it that you're looking at in the mirror that you don't like? Because the real life hack is treat people well, and then good things will happen for you.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you every day on this show, I meet somebody that I haven't seen in a long time. Like all of our sourcing stuff, and you guys probably don't care, but all of our sourcing stuff is, and Curtis, I'm going to tell you right now, you get one more shot, dude. You get one more shot. You get one more shot. That's it, Curtis. What I'm telling you is that all of the things that we come to informationally are from guys I've known for at least a decade. All of the inside sourcing information are guys I've known for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
At least. There's one guy I've known since my college years, and I'm 50 years old. Like, I'm telling you guys, it's relationships. So when you treat people poorly, that doesn't come to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you have to believe, and you have to treat people well.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
And as far as you know, like W-2 and side hustles go, look, I'm telling you now that the best thing that you can do for yourself is figure out what you're passionate about and go do it.
Facts.
You know, like, go get your dream, dude, because it doesn't matter how old you are, it's still within reach.
Yep.
There's no doubt about that. Greg Hawkins says, working for myself, I first went months without being able to pay myself something. But I'd also earn in a day what I was earning in 2-3 months.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
C. Kaufman says, well, guys, great show. Got to go. I need to be up at 2 a.m. for work in the morning.
Hey,
Amen
man.
to that.
Good luck.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Main Event says, spot on. Kurt Myers says, good evening to all my Monty friends. Have a great rest of your day. You too, Kurt. Good to see you. I'm just telling you that it is absolutely a life hack to treat people well.
Yeah.
And I think that the hard part is that so many people don't want to do that.
For whatever reason.
So many people don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So, you know, like it's really interesting to me.
Yeah.
How many people don't want to do that. So,
yeah.
We'll see. It will be interesting to see how the world changes too. Because, by the way, I don't think the money flow in this country is going to be what it is now. You're crazy if you're not looking at your bank twice based on what's going on. JW says, peace out. JW, appreciate you. Have a good day.
See ya.
Say something nice to someone every day.
Seriously, man. Just go out of your way one time.
It makes you feel better, I'm telling you.
Yeah, dude.
All right. In the NCAA tournament, we are looking at 77-73. K-State up on Michigan State with 4:34 to go. Joey Hauser is leading Michigan State with 18 points. But what a second half for A.J. Hoggard. 16 points, 6 dimes, an assist. The guy is absolutely balling in the second half, which you knew Tom Izzo was going to come out and make some adjustments.
Yeah, you knew they weren't rolling over.
But Keontae Johnson has continued to be dominant for K-State, even though he's had a tougher second half. Cam Carter's been better. Noel with this ankle, I think, is the story of the game.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see exactly how that all plays out. But K-State 77, Michigan State 73, 4:34 to go in the second half. UConn 46, Arkansas 29. A lot going on.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, a lot going on. Drethman, I don't get it. You make account after account to tell us farm and butter, and it's like, see, this is the stuff I don't get. You're taking the time to make hundreds of accounts. Why do you invest that kind of time and effort into something? Do you really have nothing else to do but to sit here and like 3 or 4 of your comments are getting filtered? Do you really have nothing better to do than to, like, it's so weird to me that people do that on YouTube. Like you'll just create account
it's entertaining
after account.
for them, I think. Like, it's
But
just
why
like a
though?
thing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just telling you. I think that's why.
Like, do you legitimately have nothing better to do? That's what's scary for me, and it doesn't really bother me, frankly, because you commenting and being here helps us. It really does, which is why we don't block people. We just don't, because there's no need to. The thing that's crazy to me is you sit here and you create all these accounts. Like, what are you not doing with your life when you're doing shit like this?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I don't understand. Like, what is it about you? And what is it about people that troll? Why do you love living in a negative space? I've never understand that.
Because it makes them feel good to bring people down. That's why. Because they don't have what they need.
I guess. I don't know. I don't understand it. I think one of the things that's so negativity is such a killer.
Well, it's the old saying. I mean, you'll never catch a hater doing better than you are.
Never.
Right? Like, I mean,
never.
Like, it's funny how when you start working with people who are at a different level, and I really don't even like saying, hey, they're doing better than you, because everyone's journey is different. Like, but it's funny how like if you start interacting and corresponding and doing work with people who are further down the path than you are and have gone through where you're at, they look back and they're like, yeah, dude, like do this, do that, and it'll fast track. And I only know that because I didn't do those things, and now I get to look back. So they don't even hate on you. So that's why I say, like, trollers just like to do that, I think, because it's like fun for them or whatever.
Yeah, I think the thing that I love that saying that you're never going to find a hater that's further down the road than you.
Yeah.
You know, like, because it's true, you won't.
Yeah, you'll never find someone hating on you who's doing better. It just doesn't happen because there's no need for it.
And the other thing is you put so much energy into that, like creating hundreds of fake accounts.
Yeah.
All of that energy is why you're not thriving. All of that energy is why you're not succeeding.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, I promise you, it is all about that voice in your head. When you go through and you ask yourself, think about this for yourself. What is the conversation you're having with yourself in your head? Like, what is that conversation like? What are you saying to yourself on a daily basis? Are you I'm fat, I'm ugly, I'm too old, I'm not making enough money, man, it pisses me off.
I don't have friends, so I just create hundreds of accounts to troll on YouTube.
Right? Like, is that what it is? Or are you the guy that's like, oh man, I'm fat. Nope, I'm going to stop that right now. Hey, good job going to the gym. Hey, good job. Like, we talk about this as well. Like, the first thing you do when you get up in the morning is go look in the mirror and tell yourself, today's going to be a great day. Good job getting out of bed. Good job being motivated. Good job getting to the gym. Whatever that is. For me, you know what it is? Taking my vitamins before I go to the gym. Right? I leave my house at 5:20 every morning to go to the gym. And what I do is I take my vitamins before I go to the gym as a point of discipline. And I say to myself, hey, man, good job taking your vitamins today. Good job with that. Hey, good job going to the gym. Like, I really make this conscious effort to have that positive conversation inside your head. Because when you're negative, man, there's just no fucking point to it.
Yeah.
Because it's going to hold you down.
Where are we at in society today?
It is going to hold you down. So guys like Dreth, like, I just don't understand it.
Yeah.
And again, every time you comment and every time you're here for 10, 20, 30 minutes, dude, you help the show. So, I think a lot of it is that people don't understand how YouTube works. But you literally are not breaking us. You're making us.
Yeah.
You're not breaking us. You're making us. That's the thing that I just...
Please, like, and that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, it's not any sweat off our back. I just feel bad for you because I think that there are so many more productive ways you could be contributing to the show.
Well, and the other thing that I think is crazy is it's not contributing to the show. It's contributing to your life. That's it. Like, what is it with you? You know, like, what is it with you? I've just never understood it. But hey, in our business, we have a ton of people that are like, you guys suck. You're terrible. You're okay, cool, man.
Yeah, keep talking about us, man.
You know, like, I've never understood it.
Yeah.
And, that's part of our business. But anyway, here nor there. Real quick, best French fries in fast food.
Jack in the Box.
I don't think it's Jack in the Box.
Okay.
You know, Henry Ginder wants to know what kind of drama he walked in on. There's not really drama.
There's not drama.
Jake lost his mind over Deion Sanders. And, you know, we were talking about that. And then guys that, you know, sometimes they walk in. Matt Ritson says Dairy Queen.
Yeah, Dairy Queen has good fries. That's actually a good poll.
It's not McDonald's.
No. It's definitely not In-N-Out.
No.
Five Guys is there.
But again, I think Five Guys has the best French fries. I actually really like. I don't love Jack in the Box French fries.
Why?
They're hit or miss.
But you got all burned out on fast food too, so this is
I am way burned out on fast food.
Yeah.
But I do like. No, Giggity says Jack curly fries.
I haven't had curly fries in a long time, bro.
Oh, Fat Burger, yes.
I mean, Super Chicks has awesome fries. I think Jack has awesome fries. I think, man, what are some other awesome fries, dude?
Jack in the Box tacos.
All day.
Apollo, Jet Wayman, the Towel King of Utah, says Apollo Burger has the best fries. They do. They have really good. Really, really good.
The homies at Shake Shack.
Oh, Shake Shack does well.
I'm a big crinkle cut fan. I like crinkle cuts a lot.
Are you a curly fry fan? Because Giggity is. Giggity loves him some curly fries.
It's not even that I don't like curly fries. I just never got into the curly fry game. I just never.
Ooh, the habit is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, and Ginder, this is the thing, though. Fresh McDonald's fries are great. Not fresh are terrible.
But did you hear, I think I saw it came out like a month ago, that they're doing something now where their fries don't get soggy anymore. That they've changed it.
Yes.
You remember that vaguely?
Yes,
I remember
vaguely.
they changed something. But here nor there, I just don't think McDonald's, the only thing I'd go to McDonald's for is breakfast, and now we know their breakfast is terrible for you, which we kind of knew already. So, you know, if I'm going to do a burger, I'm going to smoke it and make it myself, one. But if I can't do that, then I'm probably Five Guys, you know.
Yes. Yeah, see, and Giggity gets it. The ranch at Super Chicks puts their fries up top.
Dude, and see, that's the other thing. Like, you know,
That what you dip it in matters. What
Team
you
dip.
dip it in matters.
Team dip.
Absolutely, what you dip it in matters. Let's see. Alan White says Freddy's custard for true fast food.
I haven't heard of that.
Freddy's. If it's the Freddy's I'm thinking of, it is good. It is good. You know.
Maury, you're a casual, dude.
I love some chicken.
Maury, I love you, bro.
Can't
but
do waffle
that's
cut.
casual, bro.
You're casual.
Do you really like waffle cut fries?
I've lost my love of Chick-fil-A.
Mike M says they added a bit of lead to the frying oil. Yeah, probably.
Okay, got it.
Probably.
Understood, sir.
By the way, we're sitting here watching K-State and Michigan State, and if Michigan State could knock down a jumper, this game would be a blowout.
Yeah, but they can't. So
144 to go.
Yeah.
K-State 80, Michigan State 75.
No reason K-State should lose this game.
By the way, possession arrow is with K-State.
Oh my God, hits him right in the face.
Man, that's gonna be Michigan State ball. That's going to be Michigan State ball. Let's see. Mr. Preston says I really need to try Super Chicks,
yeah,
too.
You do.
Yes, you do.
Trust me, you do.
The Great Dane. Or write a crinkle cuts with some seasoned salt.
Yeah, dude, let's go.
I don't hate that at all. Giggity. Exactly. Chick-fil-A waffle fries are mid. Yes. Steve says Five Guys fries are the best. I agree.
You going
Steve.
Cajun or regular though, Steve?
P.
Steve, you going Cajun or
Frosty
regular?
Freeze. Yes, Frosty Freeze. Hell yes. Yes. Mike Maple says Mr. Preston, Super Chicks has the best chicken sandwich I've ever had.
Yeah, dude.
Because it's all premium breast meat. So it's not cheap. It is not cheap. It is never going to be your cheapest chicken sandwich, but you pay for what you get.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. I am telling you. Freddy's STG. What does that mean?
St. George.
Oh, okay. St. George. I like it.
The Jeezy.
Maury Alvarez says Freddy's is a poor man's steak and shake.
Okay.
All right. Curtis Middleton says Del Taco fries are good. I don't even disagree with that.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Travis Clement Smith says Red Robin steak fries.
Dude, I haven't been to a Red Robin since we were in Phoenix, dude.
Years.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. Matt Ritson says Red Robin. The Great Dane. I have to say it that way. Sorry. Cheesecake Factory has several amazing different fries.
Dude,
they do.
Cheesecake Factory's ranch, on point. On point.
Yeah, I'm a huge Cheesecake Factory guy. Holy cow! Michigan State hit a 3. 80 to 78, minute and a half to go. 90 seconds to go. This game is off the chain, dude.
Scintillating.
We will stay on until this game's over. I know we're way late. End Donut says, Bois the Fry Company.
Damn
Never been.
blue turf.
Never been. Yes, exactly right, Big Jack 512. What a huge three.
Look at K-State eating clock here.
As they should.
High IQ basketball. Oh, get some.
Broke them off.
Get some, boy.
Woo!
Let's go,
Noel.
Let's go.
82-78, a minute and 3 seconds to go.
Am I a low-key Big 12 fan now? Is that what's happening to me?
Yeah, timeout Michigan State. Boy, that is nice. What a pass to make that 3 for Michigan State. Unbelievable. McKinley Cutler, the cookie king of Utah. Onion rings from Kronberger. Yes.
Okay. We need to talk about this. Onion rings or French fries? Because I think, I know Mrs. Monty's a huge onion ring person.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big onion ring guy. I'll eat them, but they're not my first choice.
Yeah. That's interesting.
You know what I mean? And also with onion rings, I feel like there's a huge discrepancy in quality of onion ring because crappy onion ring is terrible. But you get a nice, crispy, onion ring with a fresh onion in it.
JCW's?
Yeah, dude. That's what I mean. JCW's has good.
JCW's does.
Good onion rings.
Yeah. Well, and I think the problem at JCW's is their fry sauce is legit.
You're a fry sauce guy? You like fry sauce?
No, I'm not a fry sauce guy. The fry sauce at JCW's, dude.
Okay, so JCW's fry sauce.
Hundo P.
I got you. Okay.
But and I agree. And the great Dane, I'm sorry, he said I'm really hungry, and now his comment got buried. So there it is. The great Dane says, so hungry now. Dang, guys.
Dude,
yeah,
I haven't
agree.
eaten since 2 o'clock. Join the club, bro.
Yeah, seriously. I am ready to eat. By the way, if you're sitting here right now, please hit the like button. That really helps the channel grow.
Wait, there was a comment that said Jake is right. We need to read that one.
No, there's not.
Yeah, there's one.
The Great Dane says, agree, Jake. Crappy onion rings will ruin your night in more ways than one. But good onion rings, beer-battered onion ring.
Yeah,
oh,
you
man.
see what I mean? So it's very much like if it's awesome, it'll make your day. But if it's crappy, you'll be pissed about it.
Yeah. Big Jack 512 says, Jake is right. Onion ring quality is key.
Yeah, dude.
K-State 82, Michigan State 80.
Dude, this game's coming down to it.
45 seconds to go.
2 possessions for each team left here. Maybe.
Nah, I don't think so. They're going to run clock. This is just going to be Noel on a pick and roll. Pick and pop.
You got to have a bucket here, though. You have to have a bucket. 82-80, Kansas State.
30 seconds.
30 seconds to go here. 10 on the shot clock.
This is big time.
Yeah, you got to have a bucket here, bro. Or get fouled. Oh, he's going to shoot a 3.
He's going to shoot a 3 from way out. That ball's
that's
out.
a
Man,
bad
Michigan
possession.
State's going to win.
Yeah, that's a bad possession.
Michigan State's going to run offense. Are they going to call a timeout?
Timeout. Smart.
19 seconds
that's a bad
to go.
frickin'
82-80. K-State over Michigan State, and they just ran clock
Because
and settled
garbage.
for what's got to be a 25, 30-foot
Easily.
three.
Easily.
I mean,
it's
that's a logo 3.
Yeah.
It's a logo 3. Yeah, he's on the logo.
Plenty of juice behind it.
Yeah.
He overcooked
you're
it.
Not making that. Man. Yeah, Big Jack, that's a good timeout. McKinley Cutler, the cookie king of Utah. Most of the time, fries are going to be my go-to because even bad fries are good fries. But I know a place has good onion rings. I will always order that above fries.
Okay, what is your go-to in the comments when you're tired and over the day, right? When you're damn, dude, I just need some food. What's your go-to? Because I'm not a McDonald's guy.
Tough.
I'm not a Taco Bell guy anymore. The last time I had Taco Bell, it absolutely trashed me. I legit,
I'm not a Taco Bell guy.
I'm a big fan of Mo Betta's, big fan of Super Chicks. Those are my go-tos, but I'm curious.
Tom says, what was the spread on this game, even at 138?
Damn.
And I think I have to think most of the money late came in on Michigan State. But K-State's been really good. Oh, look at that. Our in-house bookie, Jet Wayman, the tile king of Utah.
Dude, Jet, how crappy was that possession, though? Come on.
I have K-State winning, so I hope they pull it out. You still got to make a shot in this game.
Yeah, I mean, pulling it out's an art form, though. You know what I mean?
Easy. Yeah, Michigan, Michigan State's still got to hit a shot here. Do you take the 3 or try to get a driving 2 and get fouled?
I'm trying to get fouled here.
K-State's not fouling anybody inside the ring. They're inside the stripe. You're not. You got to try and make them shoot a three, and if they get inside the paint, don't foul them. Because the worst you can do then is overtime.
Yeah.
And Michigan State's going for the clock.
What you can't do is give K-State another possession. That's what you can't do.
Michigan State,
they're
going to try and win the game.
Here we go.
He's going to try and shoot a three, I think. Let's see.
1-on-1.
Oh, no, he's driving. He made it. Okay, so 5 seconds to go. K-State's not going to call a timeout. They're not.
Oh, my God.
Noel. Oh, my God. He missed a layup at the buzzer. We're going overtime.
Okay. Now we're out of here.
Going to overtime.
Yeah.
Matt Ritson says Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yes.
The expert at pulling it out is Jake.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. I don't know like that. I didn't see any issue with that. I mean, that happens every day on our program.
Oh, Betos. Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir. Henry Ginder says TB all the way for me. TB. What do you mean? Mike M says in and out if it's not packed up.
But it always is. That's part of the bad experience.
And I'm just not an in and out guy anymore. I'm not. All right, we got to go. You guys, awesome conversation. This is a great day. Final comment. I buy whole ribeye from Costco and butcher it up and grill me a big fat ribeye as my go-to.
Hey.
Amen to that. Goddamn American right there. Or Danish, whatever you are. Love you either way. You guys, damn right. Good show. Appreciate you being here. Thanks to everybody who commented today. Thank you. Please hit the like button on your way out the door. That would be awesome. Until tomorrow, after you drink your bucked up, TridayTrading.com. Get your $10 membership. Until tomorrow, say goodbye, Jake.
Deion for 7 wins, Jake.